here in the studio in terms of video recording? Okay. And at the moment, sorry, you would prefer for this to actually be out? Yep. Hey, Ryder can hear everything that we're saying on YouTube right now. I can't communicate.
Marsh and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. We are live at Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum. They've got their anniversary sale going on, so perfect time to come on down. 750 new and used vehicles on the lot, ready to go. Huge anniversary sale. And
Wiggity's here.
Wiggity's here. Wiggity the Frog is here. He's ready to go. He's sauntering over right now. Wiggity's going to sell you a new car or a new truck, SUV, van, whatever you're looking for. Wiggity's got you covered.
I like Wiggity's style.
That's
nice
right.
job. All right.
You can probably see it on our YouTube channel right now.
Wiggity, come on in here.
Wiggity's right behind us. Yeah. Get a photo.
Get an
here,
opportunity
yeah.
for YouTube. And
there we go. We're live on air.
All right.
Doing photos.
Yeah, here we go.
If you are watching via our YouTube channel, that's brought to you by the Air Alliance team. So
it sure is.
There you have it. So we're at Auto Centers Nissan. We're on YouTube, Air Alliance team, and we're jacked up to be out here. So they got the anniversary sale going on. You could spin the wheel, additional $1,000 off.
We got a wheel here today?
Yeah,
oh,
we got the wheel over there.
Nice.
So you could spin for an additional $1,000 off your next new ride. We got the Polaris ATV that you can register to win.
Yeah, baby.
Jamie's already eyeing that, so somebody's going to have to watch Jamie so that he doesn't ride off in that puppy.
I might take a test drive on that thing.
Marsh is gonna get out of here with a brand new Pathfinder.
Yeah, I'll be cruising down 55.
That's right. That's right. All right, so let's get into the Blues and Blackhawks from last night. So the Blackhawks win 2-1 in OT. No big deal.
What? Every game matters, Anthony. What the hell's wrong with you?
If the Blues are saving their bullets for the regular season, I'm good with that. What'd you think of Connor Bedard last night picks up the 2 assists.
Yeah, no relation to Eric Bedard,
No.
but I thought Connor Bedard was good. He was okay. Like, last night was the first game that I watched, and I thought, oh, okay, this looks like preseason. The first 3 games that the Blues had played, there was some nastiness. There was some friction. There was some fire. Not that last night was boring. It wasn't. But it looked like a preseason game.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, then it plays right into the hands of a player like Connor Bedard because it's not that tight-checking, physical style of play. He was out there playing like summer hockey.
Right.
He looked great. I think the Blues could have played him a little tighter, could have played him a little harder. But, look, it's the first time you play the kid. It's preseason. I thought Skinner had a great game out there on defense for the Blues. He played Connor Bedard hard. He hit him a couple times, ran him into the boards. Like, that's the way you got to play a talented guy like that. You got to take away time and space. You got to take away the good ice. You got to force him into areas where he doesn't really want to be. For the most part, the Blues didn't really do that. And on the overtime goal, whether Bolduc was a little bit tired on that play or just lost sight of Anthony Stalter, who is one of the fastest guys in the NHL, Bedard still made a nice little sauce pass behind the legs of Perunovic, and they end up winning the game.
Yeah.
I thought the goaltending, I thought they did a great job challenging when he did shoot the puck on net. We saw, I think it was, maybe it was Robert Thomas, might have been reaching a little bit. He ends up toe dragging, firing one on. But I thought the goaltending for the Blues, they came out, they challenged shots. And overall, I thought they did a pretty good job at shutting down Connor Bedard.
Yeah, both goalies looked really good. Hofer looked really comfortable in the net, which is good because he's competing for the backup job.
Right.
He has the one-way contract, so you think, oh, it's automatic. But Malcolm Subban has basically been saying, nothing's final yet because he's played, like, amazing. So Joel Hofer has to match that. He did. I thought he did, and I thought Crawley had a good game too. He gets in there. Last time Crawley played against the Chicago Blackhawks and Connor Bedard was in the Prospects tournament, and that didn't go well. It didn't go well. Bedard scored almost every time he shot the puck, but last night, he still tried that little curl and drag shot. Crawley was out, took away the time, space, the angle, got the glove up high, took away the opportunities. So a good rebound game for him. So you're right, Marshy. Between the pipes, it looked pretty solid last night. I will say this. Down at practice today, you can clearly see what Craig Berube and the team are looking to accomplish this year. They started off with small area games, which, for our listeners who don't understand what the significance of that is, it ups the tempo right away. There's no time. There's no space. You have to make quick plays with the puck. There's somebody on you the whole time. There's physical contact all the time, slowing you down. So it builds up that cardio, which is not like running cardio. Hockey cardio is so different. It'd be maybe comparable to a lineman in football. They have to have that cardio to every time the ball snapped to go 100% out. And it's hard. It's not the sprinter stuff, but so with hockey, it's like that constant bumping. Someone in your way, someone holding you back, someone hitting you, and you got to fight through these things. That stamina has to be built up. Craig Berube and the staff starting out with a small area game today. Had good intensity to it, which I like. In fact, all of the practices and skates so far this year in training camp have had good pace to them. Then right to defensive zone coverage.
Yeah.
And what was one of the biggest things that the Blues had troubles with last year? Defensive zone coverage.
Yep.
And so Chief talked about quadrants a couple weeks ago. All that I'm going to say is that if you took the hockey rink with your defensive zone to the blue line, and then you just made a big plus sign, cut the ice into 4 squares, and then you make a circle and you go around to where it touches all 4 corners or all 4 sides of the squares inside, this is quadrant defensive zone coverage. So what it means is the player that's in that area, in that square, he's the primary aggressive player to get on the puck. The centerman or the low forward, the F1 down low, he's in that circle. He supports in every square the puck goes to. What it does is it takes away from last year we have 2 guys being too aggressive, 2 defensemen in the corner, 1 forward in front of the net not covering his guy.
So you got 1 guy that's being aggressive essentially this time around?
1 guy that's being aggressive, but, with the support guy, so the centerman or the low guy down low, he's right there. It's layers. I talked about layers all the time. So if a team offensively wants to get to your net, they got to go through the first guy, the second guy, and the third guy. And the Blues are even dropping their offside winger into the high slot so that he can also be a resource defensively.
Yeah.
So Craig Berube talking about taking away the middle of the ice, making it much harder on the opponent. This defensive zone will do that. Now, the key is you have to stay disciplined. You can't have the guy who's the support guy in the middle of the ice just get too aggressive. Think that there's a loose puck he can get to, cheat on the offensive side. That's where you run into trouble because then he vacates the middle of the ice, and what do you have? Nothing.
Right.
You have nothing in the middle of the ice. So patience is the key there.
Yeah.
Also with that, if the puck is reversed to the opposite side, that winger needs to be in the right position to be able to get to that far side wall to either chip the puck out, because we saw last year multiple times where they would vacate that middle of the ice, not be able to get to that far wall, and then the other side of the defense would be able to keep it in and create more ozone time for the other team.
Well, that's how you beat it. You reverse puck side, you get low to high, and you try to spread out the defensive guys. But watching them practice today, that offside winger, he's only dropping down into the slot when there's a threat to score. Otherwise, he's playing up top of the circles. So then if there's puck that goes weak side, he's right into a compete 50-50 puck. Makes it uncomfortable for that defenseman. Now the key to that is all four other guys have to hustle too to close off that side of the ice and take away the puck and time and space of those players. So I like what I'm seeing so far. And the best thing about it is I can talk about the X's and O's all day. And it can get somewhat confusing at times. The number one thing I want to highlight from what they did today was the intensity of it. You had veteran guys, Justin Falk battling with Toropchenko, getting after it, nastiness a little bit to the point you're like, okay, this might boil over. And I'm talking to John Kelly down there, and he's like, whoa, boy. I'm like, yeah, this is what you need.
Yeah. Or you got to create that compete.
But you're
right
veteran
away.
guys. You imagine being a young guy and you're looking at Justin Falk, who's got all those years of playing. Torrey Krug was out there full skate today, which is awesome news for the Blues.
Yeah.
They're going, they're battling, they're banging, they're playing hard on the puck. This is what you want. This shows you that you have a group of guys that are still pissed off about what happened last year and that they want to change it. It shows great leadership. It shows accountability. It's everything that Craig Berube wants right now with this team to push them in the right direction.
That's Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter, 212. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We're live from 2 to 6 at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Their huge anniversary sale. Come on down. We've got free giveaways that are, we got free one-on-one ESPN giveaways, but you could register to win a new Polaris ATV. You could check out some of the vehicles that they have. 750, in fact, new and used vehicles here at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Financing for everyone. Great time to head on out here, and hopefully you stop by and say hello, too. Grab a picture with Jamie Rivers. He loves giving out pictures.
Oh, yeah, I love the pictures, but Wiggity's here. He's way bigger deal
Yeah,
than
that's
me.
true. That's a good call.
Way bigger deal.
Speaking of Jamie, I want to do something, but I'm going to have to ask Jamie first if it's okay. I'll tell you what that is next on 101 ESPN.
on ESPN.
You're on.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. We're live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Come out and see us. You can drive away in your next new ride. Financing options for everyone. They've got discounted, all kinds of makes and models out here. Marsh was just checking out the brand new Pathfinder, so
yeah,
he's probably going to drive away with a new Pathfinder today.
Legally, of course.
Legally, yeah. Jamie, I'm worried about with the ATV.
Absolutely.
No, I'm taking that for sure.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
Might be Jamie and Wiggity going
Together.
down the road.
Yes. Yeah, Wiggity, Wiggity in the back, just holding on to Jamie as they go. Yeah.
I can totally see that.
I can totally see that.
It's Friday, too. We'll be gone. See you Monday.
Yeah.
Wiggity and I road trip.
Jamie, how do I ask this? Can I, at this point, hop on the Lions bandwagon with you?
Wow. Yeah, that's a big, you know what, Anthony?
It's a big ask. I realize that I have been awful.
Yeah, you've been horrible to deal with,
Lions.
honestly.
Well,
there's a lot that makes sense to me now.
I'm awful to deal with in general, but I'm talking about the Lions specifically. I've said I don't believe in that defense.
How you like me now, Anthony?
I like you a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I like you a lot. That was a pretty big win last night.
That was a dominant win.
They dominated from start to finish. They completely took the Packers out of their game. Remember yesterday, we're like, hey, what do the Packers want to do? Run the ball with Aaron Jones, keep it manageable for Jordan Love, and play good defense.
The wheels fell off in the first quarter.
Yep.
That was it.
I thought, and this didn't decide the game, not one bit, but I thought when Green Bay intercepted Jared Goff on the first possession,
bleep.
But they turned that into 3 instead of 6. I thought that was kind of a pivotal early moment because then the Lions go right down the field. And in a blink, you're down, if you're the Packers, 14-3. There's no more running the football. And I think Jordan Love got exposed for his inexperience last night.
Well, and the edges of the defensive line did a fantastic job. That pocket collapsed all night long on Jordan Love.
Detroit's front is much better than I thought. I knew about Aiden Hutchinson. We all knew about Aiden Hutchinson.
Who's the other guy? He showed up wearing
Biggs.
Yeah, he showed up wearing a cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and like shorts as overall shorts.
He took care of business last night. He could show up in whatever.
I want
he
that
wants.
guy in my defense.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I thought that was a huge win for the Lions.
It is a huge win.
I know a lot of people expected the Lions to win, but maybe it's just my 9-mile bias coming in. But this is a game the Lions have lost. Throughout their history, this is a game when everybody's talking about them and everybody's building them up and everybody's, hey, look at Dan Campbell, and we're all on the Lions bandwagon now, right? This is a game they lose.
I've been trying to tell you this is a different team. It's a different culture.
I have not believed you.
It's a different everything. Dan Campbell has completely changed what it is to be a Detroit Lion and a Detroit Lion fan.
Bugs, excuse me.
What?
Bugs was his name, not Biggs.
Oh. Well, you had me anyways.
Who is Bugs?
Isaiah Bugs.
Oh. Started talking about Bugs.
Bugs Bunny?
No.
All right. But Dan Campbell and the Lions organization have changed it now. Like, people are no longer like, oh, it's the same old Lions. Oh, embarrassed to be a Lions fan. No, people are coming out of the woodwork going, let's go, baby.
Yeah.
And that team is playing that way. They're playing with a swagger to them that I've never seen out of that team. I mean, hang on. Let's go back. There's a team way back when with Barry Sanders that showed some swagger.
And it was still just Barry Sanders.
It was just Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
Correct. Because the team never did anything.
Like, we have Barry. We're good. We're gonna win. We're gonna win this game.
Yeah, you're gonna watch the game because why? Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
And you're gonna buy in that we might win some games. Why? Because of Barry Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
Now you're tuning in, going like, you're expecting to win. Watching that last night and watching the way the Lions dismantled the Packers, especially the Packers' offense, it was impressive.
Yeah.
Like, the offense was fine. Jared Goff was fine. He got his yards. Not a whole lot of it, but
that's all the offense needs to be, though.
They're just fine. But that defense has taken a massive turn.
Yeah.
Compared to what it was.
That's the key. That's the difference. If we're talking about like preseason expectations, everybody had the Lions winning that division. My question was, can this defense improve greatly so that you can not only win the division but make a big leap? I thought the Packers had a better roster coming into this year. That's why I took Green Bay to win the NFC North. But when you look at Detroit's biggest weakness, in 4 weeks, save for the Seattle game, it has been the thing that has won them games. Because Goff and company they were fine last Sunday. It was Detroit's defense that shut down Atlanta's rushing attack. Last night, like you said, Goff, he's fine. David Montgomery was the one that took over that game. That's the other thing. You can run the ball.
You're not even using
in the
the
second
other guy
half.
to run.
Yeah, Gibbs.
What the hell are we doing here?
That's what I asked yesterday.
That's the one thing I want to ask Dan Campbell is,
Yeah.
hey, Danny, obviously Montgomery's fine because he, 122 yards rushing last night?
And how many of those
touchdowns.
how many of those yards came in the second half when Green Bay started to come back? That is pivotal. Are you watching Buffalo? Are you watching Miami down the road? Are you these are the things that good teams can do. Oh, you're coming back. You got a little momentum. That's nice. You've made some adjustments. Well, here's an eight-play drive, and your defense can't get off the field, and you're tired. That's what the Lions did last night in the second half. That was highly impressive. So if you'll have me, I'll jump on the bandwagon because this Lions team is for real.
Ordinarily, I'd tell you to go blank yourself, Anthony.
But you're feeling good on a Friday.
No, not even that.
Okay.
I feel like Dan Campbell himself would welcome you, but just once.
Yeah,
Like
I
if
can't
you-
get off.
If you jump off the bandwagon, not only will he rip your arms off, you'll the pet lion that watches them practice,
Yeah.
you'll be put in a cage with that.
That's fair.
I mean, I think it's fair.
Yeah.
So we'll welcome you for now, but you have to continue to believe. If you stop believing, Anthony, you're out.
I believe.
Okay.
I am a Lions believer now.
Going back to that Jahmyr Gibbs conversation, why do you think that they're not utilizing him like the Atlanta Falcons are utilizing Bijan Robinson? Because they're both first-round draft picks, two running backs in the first round, and we've seen the explosiveness from Jahmyr Gibbs. Why are we not seeing more of him? Or is that the standard in Atlanta is just using Bijan Robinson because they sort of need to?
So I think it's a combination of both of those things. I think that Bijan Robinson is the offense for the Falcons. I mean, he's the one that's going to drive it all the time. I mean, your quarterback's not good enough to pass the ball downfield, and the running game has got to be your offensive
10
line
yards.
for the Falcons. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
The Falcons' offensive line is good with the run. I believe they are.
Oh, they're outstanding
You
running
know more
team.
than me.
Yeah.
So when I look at Detroit, I think they're slow playing it because they can. They don't need to force feed this kid into 20 or 30 carries a game right now.
Yeah.
He's probably still learning the NFL playbook. He's probably still learning reads, learning things at the line of scrimmage, whatever it is. You don't have to force feed him in line because you have Montgomery.
Yeah.
You have a guy, you have a running back one that can just take care of business, and now you can gradually introduce more carries and more situations to your young player without having him have to drink from a fire hose. And I think that when it comes to the halfway point of the season, and remember me saying this, halfway point of the season, you're going to see a turn. You're going to see a lot more carries going to the young guy because Dan Campbell's going to not want to overwork his number one running back. He's not going to take that horse and whoop it into the ground. He's going to be able to spread it out, and then they'll have more energy with the run game down the stretch.
Jamie nailed it. You're absolutely right. Jahmyr Gibbs is a complementary piece right now in the Lions' offense. Why? Well, they have Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's the best slot receiver in the game right now. They have, you saw some of the other weapons last night. They have Josh Reynolds, who's had a really nice start to his season. Khalif Raymond was the one that took the end around for 40 yards. So he's part of it. Sam Laporta, who is the local product out of Highland, he has been outstanding.
An
outstanding addition. I was like, you took a tight end who played in a run-first offense at Iowa and a running back in your running back, a middle linebacker, so an off-ball linebacker, and a tight end with your first 3 picks. What are you doing? Laporta has been great. Gibbs has been a complimentary piece, and your defense is outstanding. So, put the cork in my mouth. Detroit they have been much better than I thought they were going to be, and I'm begging for Dan Campbell's mercy right now.
Wow. Well, you should be. 'Cause
Yeah. I was wrong.
He's not a guy that shows a lot of mercy.
Nope.
At all.
He's got receipts.
He does.
Well,
He's got a few for me.
Let's slow down now. It's only 4 games into the season.
Lions are going to win the NFC North. Marsh, I'm a believer.
Marshy that was a test there.
I'm a believer.
Marshy just tested you.
Mm-hmm.
He did. He tested you because he was like, it's only 4 games, waiting for you to be like, yeah, you're not wrong. No. That would mean you're off the train at that point.
No, he's wrong.
Wow.
Marsh
well,
is wrong.
why? But you know why he's digging his heels.
Vikings.
Yeah.
He's still hoping. Look at him. Look at that gleam in his eye. He's like,
Vikings.
Here's if we can read Marsh's mind right now. One, he's thinking, I got to get one of these Pathfinders from Auto Centers Nissan.
Absolutely.
Herculaneum. The other thing he's saying is, they got Carolina this Sunday, and, we got the Bears twice, and before you know it, we're going to be right back in this hunt.
I think Marshy's thinking more about his fantasy football lineup.
He might be.
Well, I did mention yesterday that I would be a fan of David Montgomery heading into last night's game, and, well, did he ever deliver?
Yeah, no kidding on that. All right, we've got the lineup game. This is our last lineup game of the year.
Thank God. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that out loud? What?
That was not only out loud, it's appropriate. Lineup game, thank God, next on 101 ESPN.
Cards commence final homestand. Good afternoon. I'm Bradford Bruns with your Sports Center update, driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Tonight at 7:15, Jake Woodford and the Redbirds return to the field at Busch Stadium for the last hurrah of 2023. Third place Cincinnati in town for the opener of a 3-game set, sending Brandon Williamson to the bump. St. Louis was blanked yesterday afternoon 3-zip by Milwaukee. Thursday pucks. The note dropped a 2-1 OT verdict to Chicago. Robert Thomas potted the Blues' lone goal in the third period. They're back at the Enterprise Center tomorrow with pregame set for 5 p.m. on 101 ESPN ahead of puck drop against Dallas. This Sports Center update was driven by Johnny Londoff. Find new roads and shop 24/7 at Londoff.com and LondoffAutoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
This is the Fast Lane on
Here we go, guys.
The guys are broadcasting live at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum's huge anniversary sale.
All right, time to play the lineup game here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Brandon Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter, live from...
You say Brandon
I
Marsh?
said Brandon Marshall. Brandon Marshall is here.
Brandon?
Well, Brandon
Andrew
Marsh
Marsh.
plays for the
Dude,
Philadelphia
what is
Phillies.
up with you these
I got
days?
issues.
Yeah. Like, I laugh about you smashing your face into the side of a pool, but now I feel like we have to check you out.
Brandon Marsh from the Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop by Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum because he wants a new Pathfinder.
Yeah.
And he put his name in for the Polaris.
Yeah, he
four-wheeler.
did. So let's see. That's Eric Bedard.
Yeah.
That's
Edwin Perez.
Edwin Perez. Well, that wasn't mine.
You have another one, too. That
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Last night I did it.
Gio, instead of...
No, well,
Yeah,
that one
you
is.
call him Gio
but there was
Gonzalez.
another one last night that I.
Yeah,
It was, who was it?
I don't know. There's so many, that's the problem.
Yeah.
You're slipping, man.
Yep.
You're slipping.
Okay.
It's always sad when that happens.
Yeah. Why don't we play a lineup game?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Who's on the bump for whoever we're playing?
Brandon Williamson of the Reds, who's a left-hander. Yeah.
What?
Last lineup game of the year.
Thank
This is it. We don't have to worry about it anymore. Mercifully, it's over with.
I don't even know who. Ollie might be in the lineup tonight.
He might be.
Who cares?
All right. Tommy Edmond, I guess.
Works
Marsh,
for me.
You could play lineup
Yeah.
game too.
For sure.
Yeah, sure. Tommy.
All right. Show us Tommy Edmond.
Tommy likey. Tommy want wingy.
All right. Is Goldie got enough rest here? He's gonna be okay.
Yeah, I think so.
Hey, it's back stiffness. Yeah, you gotta watch out for that.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Show us Paul Goldschmidt.
Gold! Rich with gold! Gold!
All right. Okay, so what did we have yesterday here? This is where it gets to be ugly.
Was it Jordan Walker?
No.
I think
Well, hang on.
I think Walker was second.
Walker, the last time against a left-handed pitcher, hit second.
And then Newt.
Then it was Rube Baker.
Oh.
Juan Yepez.
Ugh.
I mean, we had
boy.
the star-studded cast. I
Okay.
think it's Jordan Walker here.
Then who's cleanup?
Maybe
Yepez.
they move Newt down to clean up since it is against a lefty.
Lefty-lefty? I don't think that works very good.
I mean, they can't roll out the Memphis Redbirds. They have to
They
have
have
They've
over the
somebody.
last
tried.
5 games.
They've
They got to
tried
throw
to.
somebody in
Yeah.
there that plays on the big club.
I think
They
it's
don't. They have literally showed that.
I think it's Walk It Like It's Hot
All right.
at 3, and I think it's Juan Yepez at 4.
Go for it.
Show us Jordan Walker.
Walk it like it's hot. Walk it like it's hot.
Stay hot, Jamie. Go for it.
All right, show us Yippee. Oh, well,
So this might
that's
be
so much momentum there.
this might be Rube Baker then.
Oh my God, is it? Hang on. Yeah, I don't know who else it could be really. Is anybody coming off the IR here or the IL?
Nobody knows.
a good point.
Show us Rube Baker.
Oh, Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Now I think it's Newt.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think Yepez is playing at all?
I don't know.
But his bat plays middle of the order.
Jamie, I don't know and I don't care.
His bat plays middle of the order.
All right, go for it. Go for it. I'm with you. You've had the hot. You've
I
had the
don't
hot
believe you
hand.
right now.
Okay,
the way you
Jamie.
just acted, shrugged
Jamie.
your shoulders, and looked away was in disgust. That doesn't
Okay.
show that you're trusting me or believing in me. Wow. Marsha, you saw it.
Jamie.
Unfortunately, you saw
Jamie,
Yeah, I tried to look away, but
Yeah.
I believe in you so much.
it. Uh-huh.
I think that we should go with you because I trust and respect you so much.
Okay. That was a little much. I'm not going to lie. It was a little much. I barely believe you, but I'm going to take the wheel here anyways. Show us Juan Yepes.
I just don't like it.
Why did you let me do that?
I think it might be Newt.
Oh, really? You think it might be Newt here?
What?
I
In the
said it
five-hole?
30 seconds ago.
Well, now it's
It still
confirmed that it's not
disgusts
Yepes.
It still disgusts me, but
Show us the grinder.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm grinding. I'm grinding.
that's terrible.
Why? Because you didn't predict it?
Oh, he's not going to hit it.
Because you got offended by my tone?
I am right now.
I think now it's Juan Yepes.
Well, go ahead.
Let's
I'm
go with
o-
the kid.
I'm 0 for 2 with the Yippee train, so
Go ahead, Marsh.
Show us Juan Yepes.
he ain't playing. He ain't playing.
Good job, Jamie.
Yep, I'll take the blame for it.
I think that this is Richie Palacios.
So
Two
you-
lefties.
Yeah, you think
Back
he's
to
going
back?
lefty?
At this point, he's picking names out of a
Anthony, I
hat.
understand it doesn't matter anymore, but I don't expect you to give up.
I'm not.
It feels like it.
I think that this is Richie Palacios. If not, what do you think? We gave the kid his shot.
What about Ivan Herrera?
Yeah, that's where Herrera was.
Was Herrera
He bat sixth the last time they played a lefty.
who was catching last night?
Kisner.
Good call. Okay. All right. Good call.
Show us Ivan Herrera.
Shame, shame, shame on you.
Come on.
All right, Anthony, go ahead. You got that look on your face like you just bit into a fart. Go ahead.
Well, why'd you fart?
Had a big lunch.
Show us Richie Palacios.
I just don't like it.
I knew it.
See, I
But now you're happy. You got your.
No, I'm not happy because our team is getting its ass kicked right now.
All right. Is this Juan Yepes, or did we already say
we
him?
already
already
said
said
him.
him.
Son of a-
Yeah.
Uh,
Who else could it be?
Caracudo.
or Fermin?
Is it
Fermin.
Waino?
Is it Kisner? It's Kisner.
Could be Kisner.
Show us Andrew Kisner.
I'm the captain now.
Hey!
Look at that. I went rogue there, guys. I apologize.
I think
No.
this is now Richie Palacios.
Go for it.
Go for it.
Show us Richie Palacios. For Gopher.
Is this Juan Yepes?
It might be.
Go for it.
Show us Juan Yepes. Son of a.
It's got to be. I mean, he got a second
Just
base.
Anthony, your turn. Just say anybody. Doesn't matter.
Show us Jose Fermin.
No way, Jose. Yes way, Jose.
No way.
This is way better. We should just do this all the time. All right.
Well, you got to imagine Mason Wynn is 9. So if we do positions here, who's our outfield? Walker, Newt, Edmund?
Yeah. Oh,
No.
Yepes can't be playing because Baker's probably the DH or Goldie's DHing.
Yeah.
So Yepes is out of the question.
Well, yeah.
Unless they put him in the outfield, I highly doubt it.
But who's
I
our
think-
outfield then?
Edmund,
Walker. Newt?
Walker, Newt.
So then this has to be Kirakudo or whatever the heck his name is.
Yes.
Kirakudo.
Uniel.
Uniel. Show us Uniel
Keurig.
Kirakudo.
Well, who the hell's playing in the infield then? Do we have an outfield?
Well, Edmonds probably
You know what?
playing second.
Fermin might be playing third.
Yeah.
Palacios, lefty. I think he batted lower down in the lineup.
Palacios.
He might
He
be
plays
playing second
second base,
base. And Fermin
Go with
could be
Enrico
playing.
Palazzo. Go for it.
Show us Richie Palacios.
Anybody see Richie?
Richard, do I have a mark on my face? It really hurts.
Nope, nothing. I thought I hit you on the shoulder.
My shoulder doesn't hurt very much, but my face does.
All right. Go with
What's
Anthony,
your
go ahead.
name? Helen? That's nice. You look like a Helen. Show us Mason Wynn.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what.
That's disgusting. Is that a major league lineup?
It is tonight.
Look at that. Baker, Fermin,
All right. Do you now have the lineup pulled up?
I just pulled it up.
Go ahead, run it for us.
All right, batting first, leading off, second baseman Tommy Edman. Batting second, first baseman Paul Goldschmidt. Batting third in right field, Jordan Walker. Your cleanup hitter, the DH, Luken Baker. Batting fifth in center field, Lars Taylor Tatsui Nootbaar. Batting sixth, Andrew Kisner, the catcher. Batting seventh, third baseman Jose Fermin. Batting eighth in left field, Richie Palacios. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Mason Wynn.
Back. They fair!
Go fair!
I don't believe what I just saw!
Home run.
Text line. What a finale.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, we went out like the Cardinals did, huh, boys? Dead last.
I'm living for
Dead.
We got from 314. I'm
last.
living for this don't give a crap attitude on the lineup game, boys.
I think it's kind of nice.
Yeah, it's kind of fitting.
We match the fan base right now.
I thought you were going to say the team.
Well, that dude, both apply.
What happened? Where am I?
So we're still 9-9 now.
I think it comes down to this.
Anthony, this is it. Do you want to pick two guys?
Oh, do we want to pick two guys?
Well,
because I'm not playing anymore.
Do we want to pick two guys or
whose fault is it ultimately?
I mean, it's the team's fault.
No, whose fault?
Nope.
It's my fault.
There you go. So what do you complain about?
Take ownership, Marsh.
Wow, you guys are just throwing me under the bus.
No. See,
I'm going to ride out of here with one of these bad boys.
I know you are.
See
You
guys.
got a brand new Pathfinder right there.
Absolutely.
Cherry red for you. But, Marsh, this is what Jamie's trying to do something right now for you. He's trying to get you to take accountability. But what did you do? Right away, you're like, oh, now you're throwing me under the bus.
You've grown up so much.
You have.
In the last couple of years. You've grown up.
You
literally grown up in the fast lane.
You stopped listening to our bad advice and started to follow our good advice.
Or you just watched us live our lives and did different things.
Either way.
Either way.
I learned the other day that that not only should you grow from your mistakes, but you should grow from other people's mistakes and learn from other people's mistakes.
Especially people who make a lot of mistakes.
Absolutely.
And we're a couple of walking disasters here.
Yeah.
So
Well,
you have an opportunity.
Anthony more than me, but still.
Jamie and I are walking disasters of equal kinds, and you've had an opportunity to now watch this.
Well,
the bottom line is you only having 5 home runs on the season instead of our 9.
Yeah.
That's a you thing.
That is a you.
I guess so.
Why don't you go first?
You want me to go first?
Yeah.
But are we picking two? We trying to end this thing?
No, because we can have the playoffs.
Here, how about you guys pick, and then I'll pick 4 different players, and if they all hit home
Marshy,
runs,
if that's
then I
what
tie.
you want, if that makes you feel good going
Could you
into
imagine?
the weekend.
I don't like this attitude
I hate
from
it.
him.
I
I
hate it.
really don't like the attitude from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
You know
trying to
what?
give myself some life here.
Let's take the home run derby serious. Jamie and I are.
You're right.
locked
You know what?
up
Since
at
we didn't
9.
take the lineup game serious,
No, we tried.
we'll take this home run derby
We
serious.
took it serious.
So you know what? Let's do what we normally do, and you guys go
Jamie,
first.
Jamie, me, then Marsh. This is for the
All
win.
right. You know what? If it's for the win, he's been resting for a couple of days now. Give me RL Chalk, Paul Goldschmidt.
All right.
Back tightness and all.
Back tightness and all. I'm going to take Tommy Edman.
The leadoff?
Yes.
You're on crack.
I'm going to take Tommy Edman, leadoff home run tonight. Then Goldschmidt goes deep. I win the contest. Jamie still gets his home run.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Edman for the win.
All right.
I'm going to go with the man who's batting 1,000 against this Williamson fella, and that is Andrew Kisner.
Oh, boy.
Andrew Kisner, to make sure you guys tie like the Broncos and the Bears will this weekend.
16 all. 16 all tie. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Come on down and get one of these outstanding Pathfinders before Marsh gets into one. Actually, it doesn't matter. They got 750 new and used vehicles here at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. So if Marsh takes one of the Pathfinders home, they're just getting another one.
He's not going to take it. He's going to purchase it.
Yeah, but it sounds better to, take it.
No, it sounds worse.
Take it. It's yours,
I'll drive it off the lot.
Yeah.
Now I'm sold.
There you are. All right. Did injuries play more of a factor than we think for this year's Cards team? Marsh is trying to come up with some excuses. Jamie and I will pour some cold water on that. That's next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
You're on.
Live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. We'll be here until 6 o'clock. You can come on down, chat with us, take some pictures with Jamie.
What?
Get yourself a nice new ride. Yeah. Financing options for everyone here at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Spin the wheel. They got their huge anniversary sale going on, so you can save an additional $1,000 off your next new car, whether it's a Rogue or Altima, whatever you're looking for. They got it here at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, so come on down, say hello. So Ollie Marmol yesterday, when talking to the media, he said that Paul Goldschmidt, who was out of the lineup yesterday, he's back in the lineup tonight, as we found out when we played the last lineup game of the year. Thank God. He's out for the second straight game, dealing with some back tightness. We want to make sure he's good to play when we get back home in front of our own fans. So that's what they're doing tonight.
His fingers are going to hurt.
Now your back's going to hurt because you just pulled landscaping duty.
I was trying to reverse it.
Brendan Donovan, Nolan Arenado, Nolan Gorman, Wilson Contreras, Dylan Carlson, Tyler O'Neill, Giovanni Gallegos, Alec Burleson, Jojo Romero, Steven Matz. Those are the Cardinals that are currently on the IL. So, Marsh, you had kind of thought of you had a thought.
Yeah.
That maybe injuries played perhaps a bigger factor than we realized for this Cardinals team. I don't think so.
And that's fair.
Wow.
I mean, bottom line.
I don't.
Just kicked him right in the
Okay,
bells.
can we be honest here? Can we have a real conversation
Right
about
in the Liberty Bells.
about
Now
why
there's a
your
crack
Cardinals
in
are
it.
in last right now? I'm sorry. Can we have a real conversation?
Well, we're trying to, but you're just trying to make it one-sided.
Because I'm looking Goldschmidt, 152 games. Arenado, 144 games. Edman, 134. Contreras, 125. These guys been in the lineup all year.
Those guys have, yeah.
Walker, 114. Nootbaar, 114. Gorman, 119. Donovan, 95.
That's not a lot.
It's not a lot compared to the other guys. You're right, Jamie. I'll give you Donovan. O'Neill, I'll give you 72. In fact,
I don't want him.
Take O'Neill. Take Tyler O'Neill. You can have him.
No thanks.
I hope you're the A's.
Oh,
you know?
my goodness.
But you're in last because of the thing. And, Marsh, you know this.
I know. It's the pitching. I think where I was getting this idea of, maybe injuries played more of a factor than we think. And we talk about, well, this lineup is not consistent, right? And, yeah, the offense has been good, and, the numbers would back that up. But they also, have not been good, just looking, just watching the games. And I'm wondering, okay, this guy was out for a period of time. And then when he got healthy, another guy went out for a period of time, and they never had consistency within their lineup. So players were moving positions, and other guys were then getting hurt. Brendan Donovan, he was playing through something, and then eventually was hurt. Goldschmidt, it sounds like maybe him and Arenado were playing through something as well. Tyler O'Neill has been injured all season long. So I'm just wondering, if there's no consistency within the lineup, could that be a factor in why this team ultimately did not win? Just one of the factors.
I don't disagree with that theory, to be honest, because how can you create any kind of consistency from a production standpoint if you don't have consistency from a roster standpoint? Now, I understand Ollie Marmol and the Cardinals have gone up. I've tried. Let's just make that clear. Tried to go the route of the matchup game. Yeah. So the roster is going to look different every night anyways. Well, no, it really didn't. It really didn't. Because against left-handed pitching, it looked the same every freaking time. And against right-handed pitching, it looked the same every time. So the matchups weren't really there. I know in essence that the true meaning of it, well, yeah, they played the matchups, but he still didn't really shuffle the deck a whole lot. The flexibility that was caused was because of injuries. So Tommy Edman having to go to the outfield is because they had injuries. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been in center field. Brendan Donovan, same thing. Nolan Gorman out for an injury. Guy's got to go back to second base. So I would agree to that. I think that some of the production or some of the consistency of the production could be attributed to, or lack of, could be attributed to not having the same guys.
Yeah.
Because you talked about that. You're like, I want my 9 guys. That's it. I want my 9 guys. Well, you can't do that when you have I know Arenado and Goldie. There's 4 of them that played a whole boatload of games this year. The rest of them, it starts to drop.
Well, I think if we evolve the conversation too, what are the injuries that concern you? Tyler O'Neill, what more do you need to see? This is an injured player.
No,
so
Anthony, I think
move on.
Everybody has moved on at that.
Dylan, to me, Dylan Carlson. Okay, so Dylan, this is another lost year for Dylan Carlson. That's a big deal. He's 24 years old. Midway through the season, there seemed to be some frustration about him not playing every day. You have got to be available. And I've been a Dylan Carlson backer. I would have loved to see Dylan Carlson grab hold of that center field job and not let it go. But you don't do the team any good when you're on the IL, and Tommy Edman has been better than you in center field. So I think that one is a bit concerning. The other ones, I expect Brendan Donovan to be fine, and these other guys, again, they played almost a full year before going on the IL for the last 2 weeks or so. But the big one, I think, is Dylan Carlson. That's the one where you say, I still don't know what you are because you can't stay healthy, and what you have shown in your time is not good enough.
And that concerns me for this upcoming year. How are they going to evaluate these outfielders when, a few of them haven't played at all? Yeah. I mean, they have, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they have not made themselves available to show what they can actually do, to show what their potential is, at least what the front office thinks their potential is. They're not really convincing us fans that they can be consistent in this lineup. So I'm very concerned with how they deal with the outfield situation, because I don't want them to move on from one guy because they need pitching and keep the wrong guy.
Do you have any examples of when that has happened, where the Cardinals gave up the wrong guy?
Well, Anthony, I might have a
Look
few.
Look at the AL playoff picture.
Do we have enough
Pretty
time?
much, yeah. Look at all the impact players that are still left.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Come on out here. They're having their huge anniversary sale, and when you stop by, you got plenty of 101 ESPN giveaways. You can stop by and say hello. We'd love to see you. Could the Blues offense explode like in 2021, 2022? I'm going to say no, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, and I'm going to kind of pitch that thought at Jamie. That's next on 101 ESPN.
lifetime warranty and 30-day return. You're in the fast lane on 101 ESPN. Broadcasting live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum for their huge anniversary sale.
Okay, we are live.
That's right. Come on down and see us just like Dean did. Dean stopped by. He actually drove his Harley up here.
I'm jealous. What weather for Harley. Look, he's
no
driving by
kidding.
right
He's driving
now.
right now. He's got the shades on.
Face.
Oh, yeah. Look at you, Dean.
That's a nice ride.
Yeah, it is. Look at you, Dean, on your horse.
He's wearing his Chuck tees, too.
Yep.
He's living life.
He is living
Good
life. Yeah, so thanks, Dean, for stopping on by. Out here at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Their huge anniversary sale, so come on by. Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter, 302. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler.
Just got this from Jeremy Rutherford. The Blues have released Nick Ritchie from his tryout.
Yep. So the Blues have assigned 12 players to Springfield. Jamie, you have the list in front of you as well. So if you want to comment on any of those guys, okay. Here's the list. But Nick Ritchie's the big name on the list there. So Nick Ritchie has been released. This was somebody that Jamie, at one point, we kind of thought, well, even though he's playing on PTO, he could potentially make the team. What did Nick Ritchie not do?
Well, a couple things, Anthony. When you're on a PTO, you should probably show up in the greatest shape of your life. Probably should. And I don't believe that he did. Mm-hmm. And then, obviously, a team here that's coached by Craig Berube, you want pace to your game. You want some urgency, especially, again, you're on a PTO, which is a professional tryout.
Sure.
You don't have a contract. You're trying to earn one. Even if it's not with the St. Louis Blues, every game you play, you want to make such an impact that whoever's watching the game goes, we should offer him a contract. And that's what's happened a couple times. Scotty Upshaw, it happened to him. He was on a PTO somewhere, and then the Edmonton Oilers swooped in and signed him. Nick Ritchie just didn't do enough. Yeah. He had, the one game against Columbus, he gets an assist, gets in a scrap. It's great. But the Blues need somebody who, especially if he's going to be part of the identity line, you got to bring something. In practice, you got to bring something. Like the energy, the intensity. For me, it wasn't there. And I could kind of see this coming to an end, but I didn't know if they'd give him a longer runway to try and recapture it. But maybe they felt like it just wasn't ever going to get there. Mm-hmm. So he had a great opportunity, man. He had a head coach that had been talking about this guy being a part of the team and the style of player that he needed, all of those things. And sometimes the players that have been through the meat grinder, have played on many teams, sometimes you just don't have that fire anymore.
Sure.
I don't know if that's the case. I wish him nothing but the best. He was a really good guy. Guys seemed to like him a lot while he was here. But for me and obviously for the Blues, he didn't bring enough to the table during games or in practice.
Could the Blues offense explode like it did in 2021, 2022? So, Marsh, you had dug up this tweet for us. Teams with the biggest plus difference between their goals for per 60 and their expected goals for per 60 at 5-on-5 last season. The top 10, I won't go through all the top 10. I'll just tell you where the Blues are. They're second. They're second behind the Kraken. The Kraken 0.55, the Blues 0.34. Maybe it's semantics, but I don't think the Blues offense is going to explode this season as much as it's going to be efficient because of what, Jamie, you have talked about with the depth. I don't think you're going to have one or two guys go off. I think the scoring is going to be pretty even throughout, and you're going to watch these games, you're going to say, one night it's going to be Robert Thomas. One night it's going to be Jordan Kyrou. One night it's going to be Braden Shen. Another night it's going to be Pavel Buchnevich. Or maybe it's a week, or a couple of games of Buch. Mm-hmm. But when you look at the end, you're like, the collection is going to be there. They're going to be the whole is going to be greater than the sum of its parts with the Blues. So that's the way I look at it. If you guys think differently, let me know. I don't think they're going to put eye-popping numbers offensively on the board. I just think it's going to be consistently good.
Well, I think when we look back to the year that you mentioned, 21-22, that was the year that they had 10 – I think it was 10 20-goal scorers, and I think that plays into what you said with the depth, right? It could be one guy – one week, it could be another guy. The next week, I remember Robert Thomas. I think he went on, like an 18-point streak or something like that. I think it was 18. Might have been more than that. But I think at the end of the day, this team could look like that. Jamie talked about the depth all offseason long, and perhaps from what we saw last year, at the end of the year, perhaps maybe the Blues could have roughly 8 to 10 20-goal scorers again. And I think for me, that looks like an offense that could explode, but it's not, they're not going to be scoring 9 goals or 7 goals every single game. But I think when you look at last year, they did look pretty good offensively. It's just the defense was not good. And we kind of talked about that with the Cardinals, how their offense actually, when you look at the numbers, they're not bad, right? It's just the pitching was the reason why they lost games. I think you could say the same thing for the Blues.
So here's where I go with the Blues offense is I think you have the opportunity to have 6 or 7 20-goal scorers. And as you go through the roster, a couple of them are obvious. You've got Kyrou, Buchnevich, and Thomas. You've got Braden Shen, Brandon Saad, and Kevin Hayes for me. Those are the obvious guys for me that should tickle 20 goals plus. Kyrou should be around the 40-goal mark. Booch should be in between 30 and 35. And Thomas should easily be 25. When you go from there, you have Verana, you have Kapanen, and outside chance of someone like Sammy Blais. Now, I put an asterisk there because that would be a lot.
Yeah.
But you got Verana and Kapanen. I believe that one of those guys is a 20-goal scorer. Could be both. So one of them gives you 7. Both of them give you 8 20-goal scorers. That's how your offense is going to be driven this year by the Blues, is the goals being spread out over multiple players. But then your power play has to be money this year. Your power play has to absolutely be a top 8 power play in the NHL.
Yeah.
You got to get back to where you were 2 years ago. People can say whatever they want. 2 years ago, Torrey Krug quarterbacked a number 2 power play actually in the NHL. There's no reason you can't do it again. Like you had Ryan O'Reilly, you had David Perron. I get that stuff, but you've got Robert Thomas, who already historically has more points per game than David Perron. Go back to David Perron's first 3-4 years in the league, more points per game than David Perron. Jordan Kyrou, more points per game than David Perron. Let's get over it a little bit here. You've got some great talent in Buchnevich. Kevin Hayes is going to be a big part of it. You got Brandon Saad, who can be a net front presence. Your power play has to be a top 8 power play this year. And I know the Blues are wanting to get back to that, obviously. But that's also where your goals are going to come from. So I don't care so much. The individual stuff, yeah, great. Potential of 7 to maybe 8 20-goal scorers. But the power play is going to be where you can really fuel offense with these guys. So that's, to me, where the offense comes from. And we'll see. Injuries play a part in it. Consistency plays a part of it. Time will tell.
Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsham, Anthony Stalter. Come on down to Auto Center Nissan Herculaneum. We'll be here until 6 o'clock doing our live broadcast during their anniversary sale. 750 new and used vehicles on the lot, ready to go. Marked down. Additional savings and prizes can be had just for stopping by. Make sure you register to win the new Polaris ATV before Jamie sneaks it out the back door here and drives off with it, because he's been eyeing that puppy since we walked in. Sports Six-Pack is next, though. If you got a question for us, send it in. And if you want to even send it in a text message when it comes to our YouTube chat, you can. We are accepting both. So, and if you do it via the YouTube channel, Air Alliance Team. It's brought to you by Air Alliance Team. Sports Six-Pack is next.
huge anniversary sale on 101 ESPN.
I have a question.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
The Sports Six-Pack is refreshed by Mackie O'Brien's, your go-to Irish pub in St. Louis for over 42 years.
All right, time for the Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. With Andrew Marsh and Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. Question 1, please, Bradford.
Question number 1.
All right, guys, we were just talking about the Blues and their ability to score goals this upcoming year from the 636. Will Jordan Kyrou pass 50 goals?
Well, I'll tell you what, Robert Thomas, all he's said since the beginning of training camp, he's like, this guy's getting 50 this year. Consistently. Now, I understand it's his boy, it's his line mate, it's his guy, and all that stuff. But still, he believes he's not the only one. He has the ability to do it. I mean, Jordan Kyrou, watching him skate day in and day out since training camp has started. I mean, this guy has speed to burn. He has got an NHL shot. A great shot. He's got the breakaway ability, too. So that's the one thing that Jordan Kyrou has that some goal scorers don't have, is the ability to go from 0 to 100 right away, and he's always one step away from a breakaway. You turn the wrong way, you play him the wrong way, and he's gone. Breakaway. And obviously that increases your chances to score some goals. It's 50-50 on that one, but it's better than shooting the puck from the blue line, Anthony.
Sure.
So does he get 50? I don't know if he gets it this year. I think he's a perennial 40-goal scorer. I think that he'll have a season at one point where things click, and he'll hover right around that 50.
Yeah.
Don't know if he ever gets there because that's a tougher number than people really understand. But he has the ability to get there.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I'm thinking of this from a football standpoint. Let's say we get a question. Will a quarterback throw for 5,000 yards this year?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what offense does he play in?
Well, yeah.
What's the system?
Who's his receivers?
Can his O-line protect?
Uh-huh.
Is he going to be trailing a lot? Because if you're not throwing the ball a lot in the second half, if you're never trailing. Those are the factors. For a 50-goal season, what are some of the factors for a player?
Well, healthy, for one thing, line mates, and then power play goals. That's where you get the bulk of your goals, power play. 5-on-5 goals, I mean, nobody scores 55 on 5 goals.
Yeah.
I mean, it just, not that for as long back as I can remember, you usually don't get to 50 without power play goals.
Sure.
So your power play has to be successful, too. So if the Blues, even last year, what did Kyrou have last year? 37?
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Sounds
probably
right.
probably 37.
I'll
pull it up. Don't pull it out,
Jamie Staltering.
I think that was more of an educated guess than a Stalter. But
what do you think, Anthony? How many do you think
Kyrou?
Yeah,
he had 38.
I'm pulling it out here right now.
No, that's a Stalter.
30. Hello.
36.
37.
Nope, 37.
37.
37.
Look at that. How's that
on
for Stalter?
the number?
Yes.
Wow.
So, if the Blues' power play is anywhere but awful last year, what does he have? Maybe
45.
Maybe 45, right? And then the team itself did not have a great year. So, see how quickly that could change. If last year the team had a more consistent offensive output, which they didn't, he had consistent line mates that were healthy, and the power play was clicking, he could have easily gotten between 45 and 50 goals. That's how quickly it can happen.
Question 2, please.
Question number 2.
From the 314, who is the better fan base, the Swifties or the Air Alliance team YouTube chat?
The Air Alliance team YouTube chat, which probably would consist of some Swifties, too.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think you're going to find a more passionate fan base than the Air Alliance YouTube chat.
It seems to be the same people.
Same great people.
Same great people, same great listeners.
Yeah.
And viewers, actually, now that we're, on the YouTube stream. But they're very consistent, and we love consistency here in the Fast Lane.
They're loyal.
Yes.
They're passionate.
This is all true.
We like to think of ourselves as psychopaths. I like to think of them as
absolutely
honorary psychopaths.
Absolutely.
Yep. So.
Well said, Anthony. Well said.
Question 3, please.
Question number 3.
From the 314, do you guys think that Yachty will make a surprise guest appearance for Waino's big weekend?
I don't know of anything in the works, but it wouldn't surprise me if Yachty made the trek up here.
It wouldn't surprise me, but
because didn't Holiday say that he was going to be here?
Matt Holiday, I believe, is going to be.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised.
Yachty's weird though. Like, I'm not being negative. Yachty is unique. How about that? He's unique. Like, you just don't know.
Is the basketball season over?
No, just
with?
anything. You know, Yachty sometimes is like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Nah, it's good. I'm good.
Waino knows how I feel about him. I'll send him a text. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll see him soon.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. Let's just say yes or no. All right, Marsh?
I'll say yes.
I'll say yes.
I want it to be yes.
Okay, there you go.
There you go. There's your answer.
Question 4, please.
Question number 4.
From the 980, there's been a lot of talk about everything dealing with the Blues, but the goaltending, which the past couple of seasons has not been great. We know Jordan Binnington is a playoff goaltender, but the issue is you have to make it to the playoffs to see his greatness. So what should be our expectations for Jordan Binnington, and will he improve his numbers from the past couple of seasons?
Expectations should be exactly the way they've been the entire time. Jordan Binnington is not your problem. He's not. The numbers will automatically be better based on the defensive zone coverage that I was watching this morning. Bottom line. Yeah. The net front is not going to just be a parade of the opposition's players skating in and out of there at will, scoring backdoor goals with nobody in the net, giveaways, bad gaps, all that stuff all over the ice. That plays into a goaltender's ability to make the save, and then it obviously affects his numbers. I am totally fine with Jordan Binnington as my number one goalie, and watching Joel Hofer perform last night and watching him every day at practice so far, he's more than capable of playing 30 to 35 games. That'll keep Binnington rested and energetic. It'll create a little bit of a competition. It'll bring out the best in both of them. I'm telling you, at the end of this year, goaltending will not be the conversation.
Question 5, please.
Question number 5.
This listener must have been watching our YouTube stream from the 636. What is up with Jamie's 1980s track short shorts?
Track shorts? They're not short shorts. These are Lululemon shorts.
Here's the thing with Jamie.
I got some on too.
Yeah, Jamie. Yeah,
we're both rocking them.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Jamie's legs are a little bit bigger than mine.
Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe.
I don't know.
I feel like Marsh is, if I may.
Yeah.
From the guy that's wearing jeans today. Jamie, with all his hockey prowess, experience, thick legs, thick ass. So the shorts are going to naturally come up. Okay? Marsh, handsome devil he is, he's on trend. And I think the trend now from younger guys is to have the shorts
a little shorter,
above the knee.
So if that's the case, then why can't I wear the shorter shorts?
Jamie's
can.
Like Lululemon has the 5-inch, the 7-inch. Like they have an option.
I think you're on. I think you're on trend as well.
Maybe our texter doesn't know. Maybe our texter has no idea.
When I go to the gym,
was that a text, Marshy?
Yeah,
it was a text.
It was
to our
YouTube.
text line.
To our text line, not the YouTube chat.
So that person, I want a selfie right now in your clothes. I want to see what you look like.
Okay.
With clothes. You heard me say clothes.
I heard it.
Because if we're going to throw stones from a glass house, let's be damn sure.
Yeah.
Okay? Right?
Yeah. I think that's fair.
Let's not jump. Let's not jump to conclusions here. Perhaps the listener wasn't being snarky. They just wanted to know what is up with it, and they want to know where you got them. Exactly.
Yeah.
Are you going to the mall later?
Jamie,
no free ads, as we know. But it rhymes with Lulu. Yeah, I treat myself to these things. I often said I would never do that, right? But that's when I was really out of shape, Anthony.
Hey, listen, Jamie, no judgment here. I thought we explained the question quite well.
Yeah.
Somebody said here from the 636, thanks, Jamie, for the shot of your butt during the break. The gym is working for you.
Solid, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jamie's.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mama Rivers. Question 6, please.
Lululemon's like skinny jeans.
Question
yes,
number
those
6.
are in style.
We got one from the 314. Isn't Lululemon for ladies?
No.
Not anymore.
Well, you know what? That comment tells me all I need to know. Right there. If you don't know, they have an entire men's line.
The ABC pants.
Which, by the way, most of the guys in the NHL, that's what they wear
pants?
on their off days.
Yeah.
They're strutting around in these skinny Lululemon pants and form-fitting shirts. Why? Because they can, Anthony, and they can afford it. But, yes, they have an entire men's line. And I'm proud to say that I have indulged in said clothing line. Yeah.
Way to go, Jamie.
Thanks, Anthony.
All right, so we already did the sounder for this next question, but the question is,
which one do you want to?
I wrote it down.
Which one do you want to choose? I saw you wrote something down on the back. If that helps.
I have been writing some. Oh yes, from the 636, Marsh. Can you get this old guy from Minnesota who still has hope for the Vikings a great deal at Auto Centers Nissan?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You can expand on that.
Yeah, we can get you a great deal at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. In fact, I just saw one of the sales managers come out and spin the wheel for a customer for an additional $1,000 off of your next new ride. So there's that. So head on out here. Anniversary sale, 30-day return promise, financing options for everyone. Maybe get you a new Nissan Pathfinder,
Absolutely.
new Nissan Rogue, Nissan Altima. I cannot, however, provide you a lot of optimism with the Vikings.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
you went there.
We can.
I thought I was
being.
I'm sorry. I thought I was being honest. I was being honest about what Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum can provide, which is great deals right now during their anniversary sale. And I thought I was also being honest about the Minnesota Vikings' chances of climbing out of this hole. That
Well, it is your opinion, so.
I love the absolute snark.
What?
That just
We have
came
13
off of
more
Marsh there.
games left.
You're right. And you've looked good thus far, Marsh.
Are they not the best worst team in the league?
I'll give you that.
Who?
Yes,
The
Vikings. The
Vikings.
Vikings are the best worst team. Honestly, they should be
3-0 right now.
They should be 3-0 this year.
No,
when a year ago they should have been like 6 and whatever.
Yeah, I'll give that to you.
So you're saying it's finally caught up to them?
Exactly. Our college football Week 5 primer is next on 101 ESPN.
huge anniversary sale.
All right, Week 5, college football primer here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Head on out here. We'll be out here till 6 o'clock, but they got great deals going on all the time, especially during their anniversary sale. Jamie, Marsh, the big test next week for Mizzou, of course, is LSU. But they got one more game, one more hurdle to get over, and it should be a pretty low one. First road game, though. They got Vanderbilt. I mean, unless you count the Dome game being a road game. But Vanderbilt. Mizzou just needs to do what they've been doing. They don't turn the ball over. They've been stopping the run defensively. They have started to open up the offense over the last couple of weeks since that Kansas State game. They've done a great job expanding their offense, not only with Brady Cook, but with guys like Luther Burden. Just do that. Vanderbilt can't run the ball. They can't do much of anything well. This is not a good program. It's not a good team.
I don't like you setting it up like that.
Take care of business and head into LSU with some momentum.
I hear trap game when you talk like that, Anthony.
Oh, no chance.
Marshy, don't you?
Yeah, you did say they were a terrible program.
First of all,
they are a terrible program.
No, you said that about Mizzou earlier this year.
No, I did not.
Well, you called it a high school offense.
They were running a high school offense.
I would call that a terrible college program if you're playing like high school.
That's a big leap because I gave credit to the defense. I gave credit to the running game. I was talking about
you were full of compliments.
The skill position players.
Remember that accountability thing you said to Marshy earlier today?
I didn't even say Brady Cook was a problem. I said the offense was the problem. The passing game was the problem.
You can't throw farther than 5 yards downfield.
I said they weren't allowing him to throw 5 yards downfield. You're talking about – I said that about Desmond Ridder, and it's true. He can't.
In a week from now, you'll change that too.
No, I won't.
So, anyways, I don't like you setting it up.
Put that hate on me.
I don't like you putting that out
there. Vanderbilt. Like take care of business. You're Mizzou. Act like it.
M-I-Z.
M-I-Z-O-U.
Oh, my God. Well, you can tell we don't rehearse things in the fast
No.
No.
I didn't go to Mizzou either. So
what was the one the other day he spit out?
For what?
Hold on.
You were being like a ding-dong.
I said the name. Yeah, I said the name.
I was like, all right.
Oh, what was it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You were trying to set up the segment.
Oh,
was it Brady Cook?
Yeah, I was trying to do the Heisman segment.
The Heisman segment.
Yeah.
Who do you think of when you think of these numbers?
I didn't even say anybody. Brady Cook.
I said Brady Cook.
Completely ruined it.
And Marsh goes, yep, it's Brady Cook.
You got a knack for that.
Yep. Wow. Either way, Anthony, one thing you are right about is you got to take care of business here against Vanderbilt. All right? We'll give you that.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Back on board.
All right. Our other college football Week 5 primer, Marsh.
Yeah, let's go with the best matchup of the week. Not many matchups that can compete with what we saw last week.
No.
However, I feel like there's a few here that might be good ones to watch.
Yeah, my biggest one is LSU Ole Miss. Mm-hmm. So Ole Miss controlled a lot of that game against Alabama last week.
First half for sure.
First half for sure, and then the wheels kind of fell off a little bit towards the end of the game. But I still don't know what Ole Miss is. Are they the team that can sit there with Alabama and put them to the test?
No.
If they're not, can they do it to LSU?
That's a good question. So can they trip up LSU and give them a second loss?
Like, I think Alabama's a better team than LSU.
Yes.
No matter where they're ranked or whatever,
yeah.
If they're head-to-head, I'm betting on Alabama every day of the week.
If based on what we saw last week, because Alabama had not looked sharp. Forget the loss to Texas. They didn't play South Florida well either. The quarterback situation has been a mess. Mm-hmm. But what we saw last week in the second half could be the real Alabama.
Maybe. Well, if nothing else, it shows you what their potential is.
Fair.
Is that the real Alabama? I don't know. But if they showed it to you once, then hopefully they can do it again.
That defense is still
it's elite.
Damn good.
Absolutely. But this is the game I have circled as to is Ole Miss, are they able to compete with these teams that are in that 10 to 14 range in the rankings, or are they just ranked too high right now at 20? Mm. So I don't know. I picked Ole Miss in this game. One, because it's a home game for Ole Miss, and I can tell you something. After being down in that college town with my daughter for a soccer tournament and seeing and being on campus, and like it is
the Grove you're talking about?
Yeah,
yeah.
It's an absolute insane asylum when it comes to tailgating college football weekend. Like, I think the town itself is like 80,000, 90,000 people, but there's like 500,000 people there on like the Saturday games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm picking Ole Miss.
That's the one that's one of the games I had circled. The other one is going tonight. You got number 10 Utah versus number 19 Oregon State. The Pac-12 has been the best conference as far, at least the most entertaining. Some of the better teams are in the Pac-12.
How is Oregon State ranked 19th?
Oregon State's got a very good program right now.
19th?
Their defense is solid. They got the former Clemson quarterback in DJ Uyunglele. Number 10 Utah has not had Cameron Rising yet. So they're 4-0 without their quarterback. They play outstanding defensively, but I think this Oregon State team can challenge them tonight. And even though they're not – this would not be an upset. Oregon State is favored in this one, but everybody's lining up to back Utah because they're the higher-ranked team, and they're the team that's undefeated. Oregon State stubbed their toe last week in a loss to Washington State, who, again, in the Pac-12 is pretty underrated. But this, I think, is a really good matchup. If Utah can get past Oregon State – go to 5-0. At some point, they are going to get Cam Rising back. And in a couple of weeks, they face USC, followed by Oregon.
That's your reward.
This is a pretty daunting schedule for Utah, but this is another test. And on a Friday night in Corvallis, if they win, I don't think that we should overlook Utah.
I think the two matchups I'm looking forward to, both are on ABC, both back-to-back. You have KU, who's ranked. They have been terrible.
Texas.
Jayhawk.
They're taking on.
Good for them.
They're taking on Texas. KU's
impressive, man.
They have.
I watched them last weekend. I was like, holy crap.
It's BYU.
Yeah, well, that was a beating.
Yeah.
They've been in the basement for years now, and now they're back to being ranked. You have Texas, who looks to be back to what they used to be in the mid-2000s. So I think that's going to be a good one. And then following that is Notre Dame at Duke.
Yeah.
I feel like that's going to be a great game. I want to see how Notre Dame responds to losing last week to Ohio State. Duke, I mean, they're known for a basketball school, but they've looked pretty good so far this year. They upset Clemson. I don't know if you'd call that an upset now, but at the time.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm really looking forward to watching these two games.
Duke has the quarterback nobody's talking about in Riley Leonard. Everybody's focused on, and rightfully so, Caleb Williams, reigning Heisman winner, favored to win so again now. Then you've got, of course, Shadir Sanders. You've got J.D. Daniels from LSU.
What's his name? Washington.
Michael Penix Jr. has put on a show. Quinn Ewers from Texas. Everybody's talking about these guys. Even Sam Hartman from Notre Dame is getting a lot of love, the transfer from Wake Forest. But Riley Leonard's going to be a top 10 pick. I think Riley Leonard is already an NFL prospect. He's got the size. He's got a little bit of athleticism. He's got a bullet for an arm.
Yeah.
This is going to be good. And Notre Dame defensively is outstanding. So I think that's another good matchup.
Yeah, Duke does a good job at producing high-level quarterbacks.
They certainly do, Marsh. They certainly do.
Yeah.
You got one of your favorites you're thinking of?
Yeah, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones. Hey, the Giants paid him.
They certainly did. They certainly did, Anthony.
Put on a show 2 weeks ago against Arizona, didn't they?
What a good team.
Yeah. Hey, they're better than we thought. Who is? The Cardinals. Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, I thought you meant the baseball Cardinals.
No, we know what they are.
Oh, God.
We know exactly what they are. I want to ask March and Jamie a question about the MLB postseason. Speaking of the Cardinals.
No, they won't be in it.
Oh, okay. It's kind of the point of my question. That's next on 101 ESPN.
Great question.
Thank you.
huge anniversary sale. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
You're on.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. We're live from Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. The anniversary sale is going on right now. You could spin a wheel to get an additional $1,000 off your next new ride.
We just had somebody spin the wheel, too.
Yeah. I didn't see what they got.
They didn't get the 1,000.
They didn't get the 1,000?
But they did get money off, money back.
There you go.
Yeah.
And this is already off of price down vehicles as it is. So now's the time to head out to Auto Centers Nissan. They're out in Herculaneum. Great spot. Basically a brand new building. It's beautiful inside here. We love it. So come on in, say hello, and again, get your next new ride from Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. So I was going to ask you guys this: the Cardinals, as we know, they're not a postseason team. Will you guys be locked into the postseason? I got a smaller question, bigger question here. Major League Baseball, Jamie.
Yeah.
How much will you watch? And you're a little different because you'll be on the road with the Blues and locked in with hockey. I get that. But even for you, will you watch a little bit of the postseason?
Yeah.
A lot of the postseason?
Oh, I'll watch
None of the
it.
postseason?
Look, I'm intrigued. I think there are some things that are intriguing about the postseason. Will I be locked in? I'm not going to be able to sit there and break down each game and go over, like, pitch sequence and things like that, but I'll watch it.
Marsh?
Yeah, I mean, probably not as much if the Cardinals were in the postseason. I know last year they only played 2 games, but I think even after watching them lose to the Phillies, I still wanted to see how far the Phillies could get just based off the storylines and just to see, okay, what kind of team did the Cardinals actually end up going up against? And then as the postseason went on, once the games got a little bit tighter, like I tuned in more. Like during those first few series, it's difficult, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a football game on at the same time as maybe a postseason game. If there's a Blues game on, I'm obviously watching the Blues over some other postseason game. But if I maybe have something going on and I want to go do that, like I'm maybe not as inclined to watch these games. Since the Cardinals are not in the postseason.
So this is kind of what I'm hearing from you guys. If it's on, I'll dabble.
Yeah.
But you're not going to seek it out.
Probably not.
That's how I feel. Now, go back to a year ago or any of the times the Cardinals are in the postseason. Are you taking in more games?
The Cardinals games.
See, for me, and maybe Marsh, you're different. Maybe you're more like Jamie.
Yeah.
You're obviously watching the Cardinals. I'm locked into the postseason. I think the games are exciting now.
Yeah.
You know, my team is in it, and I can't wait to see how this unfolds.
Yeah, as long as my team is in it. After that, I just kind of become a passenger a little bit.
Sure.
Like, I'm always interested, but if you're asking me if I'm passionate and if I'm worried about the results of the games.
Maybe not worried, but just intrigued. Like, hey, this Houston-Seattle matchup's kind of interesting, you know?
Last year, I wanted Houston to lose just because I hate Houston.
Sure.
So I was engaged.
You had a rooting
interest against
the Astros.
Correct.
So you two Cardinals are in it. Are you more interested in other games?
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I want to see how other teams are faring. So if the Cardinals were to move on, we can have, especially with us, like we want to have as much knowledge as possible.
Sure.
So I think last year I was definitely tuning in a lot more. I think for me, we could also apply this to the NHL last year. The Blues weren't in the playoffs.
Right.
NHL playoffs, though, I mean, they're pretty exciting. And so I'm wondering, can Major League Baseball playoffs be this exciting with pitching being down in terms of guys going deep into games? Like, what is that going to look like? Is that going to be entertaining for me to watch? Whereas NHL Stanley Cup playoff hockey is some of the best sporting – some of the best sports to watch during, any given time.
Well, let's push hockey off.
For sure.
Let's push the comparison off for a second. To me, I think the answer to the one you just brought up about pitching is pretty simple.
Yeah.
If your team is in it, you're in it. Right. I don't think you care if Max Scherzer's going to go 8, and that's going to make me tune in. I think when it comes to Major League Baseball and the postseason, if your team is in it, you're kind of encapsulated, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're in. If it's not, you're like, to hell with it, which is why I think, and this is anecdotal because we're just 3 guys talking about it, but I see Doty, our engineer, he's nodding his head too, so I think Doty's with us. This is why you needed to add those wild cards.
Yeah.
It was good for baseball. People push back on it. You're allowing too many teams in. No. you're getting another fan base interested in your products.
Yeah.
You're more into it. You're into not only your team, but the postseason. Right now, Blues are on. To hell with the postseason.
Right.
NFL game on, college football game on. You want to tune into? Okay. Like there's if there was an MLB playoff game tonight.
Yeah.
I'm watching Utah, Oregon State. It's all right. Now, if the Cardinals were, the Cardinals just played earlier in the day. Now I'm locked in baseball. This to me again is kind of more evidence that you needed to, or not maybe needed to. It was good that you added those those wild card spots.
I'll even add another layer to that. Think about all the teams, and we talked about it yesterday. All of the big name teams that are not in the postseason this year. Those fans are used to watching postseason baseball. I wonder if they will tune out. But on the flip side of things, you have the Marlins who are in the discussion. You have the Reds who are in the discussion. You have the Mariners who were in the playoffs last year, but for a while were not in the playoffs. The Orioles are now in the playoffs, and they're one of the best teams in the American League. That fan base is energized. So now you have a different you have just different franchises and different fans tuning into the postseason on a regular basis now because there's different teams in the postseason. Yeah. I think that could be good for Major League Baseball.
Well, yeah, I think you're kind of naturally drawn to some of those other storylines that might be going on. I think right now it's kind of interesting. We're talking about this in March. Not to out you this way, but I thought it's interesting. You had noted you're like, man, I know that the Houston Seattle wild card fight is very interesting. But I kind of didn't realize how big it was.
Well, yeah, because I checked out for a little bit because the Cardinals were so bad.
Exactly.
Like, I think we all can say that. We've been really getting into NFL. We've been getting into college football. We've been gearing up for the Blues season. Like, the Blues preseason game was on last night. Like, who cares about a preseason game? Well, I do because I'm ready for hockey to start up.
Right.
I'm not worried about baseball because my favorite team isn't playing in the postseason, so I haven't essentially kept up as much as I would, and I feel like maybe a lot of fans feel the same way.
Yeah, I agree. It's the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. By the way, speaking of Marsh and I, we got us down right now in the NFL Pick'em pool.
Yeah.
So Marsh and I had the Packers. Fortunately for us, Riz had the Packers on their side. So instead of being down 2-0, we're only down 1-0. Because we did not have the Lions.
You disgust me.
Sorry, Jamie will pick us up.
Jamie will pick us up.
No pressure, guys.
Yeah. Jamie, you're leading the whole thing, I think.
You're
leading on both sides.
It would be nice to have some help.
Okay.
Well, you've gotten some help. We are 3-0.
All right, I had my guy.
That's true. He's always saying it, isn't he? Oh, thanks. I had my guy.
I did.
The ultimate team player here. All right, it's the
bull spit.
It's the Fastlane on 101. Don't you point at me.
Changes and things and done things.
I know you have. And that's why we're 3-0. You sacrifice, Marsh sacrifice, I sacrifice. We're all sacrificing. Okay?
I know. I'm just angry you didn't pick the Lions.
I know.
You know what?
But now I changed my tune. Now I'm riding shotgun with you.
Boy.
Back to 9 Mile.
I just thought of something. I ended up switching my pick. Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
And ultimately, I ended up losing.
Yeah.
I had to take the shot to the left cheek, of course.
Sure.
I actually lost by 1 to you.
Yeah.
And you had the Rams.
I did.
Okay, so I was wondering. So essentially, I had to flip. But then I was wondering if you were already on the Bengals, which you weren't now that I know. But I was wondering just for a split second why I flipped and you didn't.
Well, the results would have been the same.
Right. So I'm just, I'm thinking out loud here, and obviously that is
Andrew. It's not that you flipped; you just had an inclination that Rams would be a better pick.
Well, and it's unfortunately that's just how my season is going.
Yeah. But you're doing the research. You're putting the work in.
Obviously, the research didn't bear the right results.
No, but the fact that you changed shows that you put some time in.
For sure.
The effort too.
Sure. I was just wondering maybe why Anthony didn't do the same thing, but I come to find out that he was already on the Rams.
Yeah,
Who wasn't?
Yeah,
right.
A lot of us were. Anyways, Auto Centers Nissan. We're live until 6 o'clock. Come on down. They got the huge anniversary sale. 750 new and used vehicles of almost every make in stock, discounted, ready for immediate sale. You can spin the wheel. that is just located to our left here inside the showroom for an additional $1,000 off, and register to win a new Polaris ATV, at least until Jamie sneaks it back through the garage, out the door, and onto his truck,
right into the
and
truck.
back to
too.
his home out there in St. Chuck.
Yeah.
So, again, get out here before Jamie takes that beautiful Polaris ATV. Speaking of Auto Centers Nissan, we got our guy Jerry out here. Jerry live in the gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
Take it.
It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN 402. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex
Can I hear
jeweler.
okay?
Oh. We're going to introduce Jerry. Jerry just kind of introduced himself right now. So every time,
welcome to the Fast Lane, Jerry.
Every time I come down to Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum, whether I'm switching out rides or we're looking for a new ride right now, I always see my guy Jerry. And Jerry, you've been working at Auto Center's Nissan for 5 years now. And every time I come down, you and I always wind up talking sports for about an hour. So I know you're an avid sports listener, and I know that you're an avid listener of the Fast Lane, which we appreciate. So since we're down here today, this is your first gauntlet try, right? Now you can talk, Jerry.
Yes, it is.
There we go. All right. Jerry's like,
Jerry?
I'm not doing that again until somebody gives me the heads up.
You know what I like about Jerry? He's coachable.
Yes, he's
coachable.
That's right. That's right.
Says a lot about him.
All right, Jerry, so you know how the gauntlet works. You're going to pick one of us, and then we're going to tell you to spin the wheel, and the wheel's going to choose the category. So, first and foremost, Andrew Marsh, me, or Jamie Rivers today?
Number 6, Jamie Rivers.
Wow.
He's taking on the big dog today.
He's coming after me. All right. Well, I'm going to head out there and walk around aimlessly and look at all the
There you
beautiful
go.
cars.
Well, he might not come back.
Find something for me to sell you.
Yeah.
For a spin while we're
Absolutely.
all right.
Jerry,
you'll
don't
never
do
see it again.
No, that's it.
Good luck, Jerry.
Jamie will come back. The new ATV will not. Jerry, Bradford Bruns is back in our studio, so go ahead and tell Bradford to spin the wheel, and then Bradford will let us know what category it is.
Spin the wheel, Bradford.
All right, there we go. And then Bradford, if you don't mind hopping on the mic to tell us what we got here. What category are you hoping for?
Gentlemen, I know that Auto
anything
Center's
but
Nissan
random.
is equipped to handle this. We are going to throw some pucks at you. Hockey it is.
Okay.
Oh.
So hockey versus Jamie Rivers. Doesn't scare you, Jerry.
Nah.
All right, there you go.
Worst case, we have fun, get a lot of laughs. Best case, I get a couple questions right.
There you go.
All
Perfect.
right.
All right, so you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, so as you know, if you ask for the question or ask for the options, those are worth 1 point. If you don't need the options, great. And you get the question right, that's worth 2 points. Here we go. Question number 1. Nick Ritchie, who was just released by the Blues out of that PTO contract. Nick Ritchie has played on 5 different NHL teams in his career. Which team did he play for the longest?
Options.
All right. Arizona Coyotes, Anaheim Ducks, Boston Bruins.
Anaheim.
Final answer?
Yeah, no clue.
I love the honesty.
All right, question number 2. Most recently, Nick Ritchie played for the Calgary Flames. The last time the Flames made the playoffs, which team defeated them in the second round in 2022?
Options.
Options are the Edmonton Oilers, the Vegas Golden Knights, or the Dallas Stars.
Edmonton.
Final answer?
Yeah.
All right, question number 3, Jerry. Following that series, the Flames sign Nazem Kadri in the offseason. In which game of the second round series between the Blues and Avalanche did Kadri accidentally on purpose bulldoze Jordan Binnington? So which game did Kadri commit that awful act?
Game 2.
Final answer?
Yeah.
And question number 4. The Blues staved off elimination in Game 5 of that series after being down by 3 goals. Tyler Bozak won the game in overtime. Who scored the goal to tie the game at 4?
What year?
It was 2022 when they played the Colorado Avalanche.
Options.
Options are Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, or Vladimir Tarasenko.
I'll go with Vladdy.
Final answer?
Sure.
All right, we'll motion in Jamie here. Jerry, your first gauntlet experience, how'd it go?
Probably not great. No.
You never know.
No.
Is it?
It's fun, man. It's a blast.
Is it more difficult live than in your car?
Yeah, probably. And you got a nice big audience, and
Yeah,
We do have a big
but it's still
audience
fun,
there,
man.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
blast, no matter what.
You got Wiggity standing over your
Yeah.
shoulder too, so yeah.
As long as you don't stick that tongue out, man. We're good.
Yeah. Jamie.
Oh!
How'd Jerry
just
do
lost
here?
You better
Marsh-
pack a lunch.
there you go.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right.
All right. So, the wheel
Yeah.
spun hockey.
Oh, boy. I'm in trouble, though. Jerry's a hockey fan.
Jerry's hockey fan. He
is a
said
hockey
anything
fan.
but random, and the wheel obliged.
The wheel said, "Here you go."
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Jamie, are you ready?
No. Yes.
Question 1. Nick Ritchie has played on 5 different NHL teams in his career.
Okay.
Which team did he play for the longest?
Okay. Wow. That's a really good question. He's played a lot of teams in a very short amount of time. Let's narrow it down. Give me the options.
Arizona Coyotes, Anaheim Ducks, Boston Bruins.
Yeah. It's not the Bruins. Coyotes. I think it's the Anaheim Ducks. Final answer.
Question number 2. Most recently, Nick Ritchie played for the Calgary Flames. The last time the Flames made the playoffs, which team defeated them in the second round in 2022?
Oh, my God. Give me the options.
Options are the Edmonton Oilers, the Vegas Golden Knights, or the Dallas Stars.
In 2022? I can't remember, man. Okay, so the Vegas Golden Knights, the Dallas Stars, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Or the
Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton Oilers in 2022. I think it was the Edmonton Oilers. Final answer.
Question number 3, Jamie. Following that series, the Flames signed Nazem Kadri in the offseason. In which game of the second-round series between the Blues and Avalanche did Kadri absolutely on purpose bulldoze Jordan Binnings?
Okay. All right.
I see what you did there.
It was, so Game 7 was in Colorado. Game 6 was here in St. Louis. Was it Game 6? Because Binnington did not start the series. Or did he? Came in against Minnesota. Son of a batch of biscuits. Okay. It was definitely a home game. Was it Game 4 or was it Game 6, Doty? Don't tell me.
Doty, our engineer.
I think it was
With a mic drop.
Game 6. Final answer.
All right, final question. The Blues staved off elimination in Game 5 of that series after being down by 3 goals. Tyler Bozak won the game in overtime. Who scored the goal to tie the game at 4?
What the hell? Who remembers this crap? I probably had a couple of bourbons in me when that happened.
You're probably working that. You probably had some bourbons, yeah.
No, don't drink on the job, Anthony. You know that anymore?
No, you don't. Let's not get you in trouble before you start.
I thought the question was headed towards Bozy, baby. It's not. Give me the options, please.
Options are Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, Vladimir Tarasenko.
All right, that didn't help. I remember Bozak's goal. I cannot remember the other goals. Thomas, Kyrou, Finkel, and Einhorn. Tarasenko. I actually feel like I remember this. Robert Thomas, final answer.
All right, let's go over these. Jerry from Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum taking on Jamie. He went after the big dog. Wheel spun hockey. Let's go over them.
This was a good one.
Nick's tough.
Nick Ritchie has played on 5 different NHL teams in his career. Which team did he play the longest for? Jerry, you said the Ducks. Jamie, you said the Ducks. Correct answer is?
Quack, 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 Mr. Ducksworth.
But both of you needed the options, so you got a 1-1 tie between Jerry and Jamie. Most recently, Ritchie played for the Calgary Flames. The last time the Flames made the playoffs, which team defeated them in the second round in 2022? Jerry, you said the Oilers.
Oh, Jerry, you'll dog you.
Jamie, you said the Oilers. Correct answer is?
It was indeed the Battle of Alberta. That was the Edmonton Oilers.
But both of you needed the options. 2-2 tie between Jamie and Jerry. Following that series, the Flames signed Nazem Kadri in the offseason. In which game of the second-round series between the Blues and Avalanche did Kadri definitely, absolutely, 1,000% on purpose bulldoze Jordan Binnington? Jerry, without the options, you said Game 2. Jamie, without the options, you said Game 6.
I'm thinking it's Game 4 now. Son of a Patrick. Go ahead.
Correct answer is?
Yeah, I'm thinking you're wrong, Jamie. Again, it was Game 3.
It was Game 3.
Oh, well, I don't feel so bad now.
It was Game 3. So we have a 2-2 tie between Jerry and Jamie heading into the final question. Both of you guys took the options. One of you is correct.
Oh, baby.
The Blues staved off elimination in Game 5 of that series after being down by 3 goals. Tyler Bozak won the game in overtime. Who scored the goal to tie the game at 4? Jerry, you went with Vladimir Tarasenko. Jamie, you went with Robert Thomas. The other answer is Jordan, or their option is Jordan Kyrou. I told you one of you is right, so we can eliminate Jordan Kyrou. Bradford, if you would.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose.
Not today.
It was Robert Thomas, Jerry. But that was a heck of a battle. 3-2. Nice job. Everybody, come on.
Oh, boy, Jerry. Oh, boy.
Jerry worked his butt off up here.
Jerry.
Nice job. So
I actually...
You went toe-to-toe with Jamie.
I blacked out on that one to where I had no idea. And then I did remember Robert Thomas scoring in that game. Figured, well, he's one of the options. Let's go with it.
There you go.
Woof.
You guys still got time to come out and see these guys at Auto Centers Nissan. Man, these guys are a blast. Come and have some fun.
Come out and see Jerry, too. He's going to hook you up with a brand-new Pathfinder. Talk to Marsh. Marsh is looking at the Pathfinders. What did you say, cherry red before?
No, I think that's what you wanted me to do. I kind of like the blacks, the silvers.
Black or silver or something.
The royal blue.
Pull one up front, guys.
Yeah, just pull one out.
Get him in there. Once you get him in, you know it's gone, right?
Of course. Financing, of course. The 30-day return promise he's interested in. He'll like to spin the wheel for an additional $1,000 off.
Marshy Wiggity will even take a ride with you.
Yeah,
I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I'm down for that.
Wiggity will definitely
A little extra headroom,
Yeah.
but that's fine.
Wiggity will have his head out the door, and you could just drive down. Jerry, nice job, man.
Good job, Jerry.
Thank you. Thank you for playing today. Jerry, an avid Fastlane listener, avid sports fan. Like I said before, every time I come down here, I talk to Jerry. I wind up talking to him about probably Cardinals bullpen for like an hour. So Jerry knows his stuff.
Well, you got at least an hour's worth of material there.
Yeah, very true. Yeah, in previous years, Jamie, yeah, we definitely have. Yeah. All right, it's the Fastlane on 101 ESPN. As Jerry just told you, we are live from Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum. Speaking of the Cardinals, are we just assuming that Mason Wynn is the starter for next year? And is that a dangerous assumption? We'll get to that next on 101 ESPN.
Center's Nissan Herculaneum for their huge anniversary sale on 101 ESPN.
Live.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Jamie Rivers and Andrew Marsh and Anthony Stalter. According to Jeff Passan, Gabe Kapler out as manager for the San Francisco Giants. Sources tell ESPN. So their big analytics guy out.
Is he really the problem? I mean, he's a weird dude. He's a little off the beaten path, but come on.
I mean, look,
that's your problem?
No, it's not. I mean, I wonder how much Farhan Zaidi, the president of baseball operations, how long he's got too. They took him from the Dodgers. He was kind of one of the masterminds behind all of the Dodgers runs over the last decade or so. So they fleeced him from their rival, put him as the team president, slash GM, just like Mo is, and they've missed out on big free agents. Their drafts have been good, not great. They've tried to piecemeal things together with one-year contracts on players. So, no, Gabe Kapler I don't think is ultimately the problem. But
90-loss team? Oh, no, they only lost 81 games.
Are you trying to say something right now, Marsh? Are you going to the
mall later?
Are you trying to say that maybe the
I'm not saying anything, Anthony. Don't put words in my mouth.
In this
Anthony, I've told you
city?
before.
It's just a genuine question.
How many times? Don't put things in Andrew's mouth.
I try not to.
Especially
especially
live here at Auto Center's Nissan and Herculaneum.
They're very true. Yeah, absolutely. The team out here is awesome, too. Teams that we just met Josh. Josh always has us playing in the service department. So they're working on cars. They're listening to us all day. So shout out to those guys back there. In fact, Cody's listening all the time, too. So, Cody, thank you. We're at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum until 6 o'clock. They got their anniversary sale going on, so make sure you head on out.
And we met Randy, too, who listens from 6:30 till all the way till we're done.
Yeah, so
Puts
Randy
a full
came
shift
on out.
Yes.
Yeah, he does. So we appreciate it. It's always fun to do live broadcasts and meet people that tune into the show. So I hope you stop on by. Speaking of the Cardinals, Katie Wu of The Athletic put together a piece about Mason Wynn. And Marsh, you and I were kind of talking about before the show. Mm-hmm. I think it's a foregone conclusion that Mason Wynn is your starting shortstop next year. One, you don't have any better options. And two, why would you block him at this point?
Right.
The counter, Jamie, would be, well, is he going to hit enough to be worth playing full-time at shortstop?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Play great defense. Develop your hitting along the way. It might not be the best strategy because you're learning at the major league level, but that kid clearly can play right now at this level defensively. Bat him ninth, develop the bat. Otherwise, you need to be strong up the middle. You need to return back to being a solid defensive team next season.
Is he everyday shortstop for you?
Yes.
Defensively, I have no problem at all, obviously. I have no problem whatsoever. I worry at the plate. And I know he's a player that he's self-admittedly said that it takes him a while. Every level he goes to, it takes a while to develop the bat, but that he gets there. But this is the major league level. It's a little harder than every other level he's had to play at. So, I don't know. The question is, can you solidify the other spots in the field with some offense? Because if you can, it's just like the Harrison Bader conversation a couple years ago.
Good call.
Is Harrison Bader's a Gold Glove center fielder. I mean, unbelievable out there. But you don't know what you're going to get at the plate. But if everybody else is hitting, does it matter? It doesn't.
It doesn't, no.
So, but this Cardinals roster then has to hit.
Do you think they can hit around him? Because I do.
Well, with the actual guys in the lineup?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, not what we're seeing right now.
No, but my point is the injuries, too. Like, this isn't something new for the Cardinals. It's not new for Tyler O'Neill, for Dylan Carlson, for Nolan Gorman this year, quite honestly, to be, on the IL. It's not new for any of that stuff. So I worry that you're not going to have a consistent lineup that can provide some pop around Mason Wynn.
It's a great point. It's something to think about. This is the way I view that statement, though. What can I control, or what do I know, and what do I not know? I don't know who's going to get hurt next year. Even predicate, when you can predicate previous injuries and all that. I know that Mason Wynn can play and an elite short. I know he could play an elite short.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to deal with the known. Every year you got injury problems. I don't minimize what you just said because you're right. I mean, if these guys start to go down, it's going to look bad. But at that point, I think you're screwed anyways. Improve the pitching. Get guys like Mason Wynn around him or them. And to me, you at the very least solved a lot of your issues from this season. Marsh, how do you feel?
I feel sort of how you do. I think the hitting, though, will end up being just fine. He's mentioned that at every level he's played at, he's struggled right off the get-go. I think once he has a little bit more time under his belt, that hitting will come. And we saw it in AAA. Like, he was hitting the snot out of the ball. I think we'll see more of that next year. And, I mean, it reminds me a lot of Harrison Bader. Played elite defense, struggled at the plate. Some fans, they loved his defense, but they got a little, I'd say, a little irritated with how he did at the plate. So we'll see how things go next season. I wonder at what point will fans start to get a little upset if that hitting doesn't come around. Because, yeah, he can play great defense, but at the end of the day, if you're not producing in the lineup in key spots, people remember that, and I think it could rub some fans the wrong way. But I think he'll be just fine. Like he said, he struggled at every level right off the bat. No pun intended, but
well played.
Thank you. But I do think it'll come around, and I think he'll be a very good 9-hitter for you. If anything, to start the year off, and then maybe he ends up being your leadoff hitter. With that speed, I think it could be a deadly combination for this lineup moving forward.
You know, you bring up the fans. The fans were ticked when Harrison Bader wasn't hitting. The defense wasn't enough. But I think that came after a while.
That lineup had no pop. It had Goldie.
That lineup had no pop.
Goldie and Arenado, and then after that, it dropped off a cliff.
Yeah. And my thing would be just trade him to Texas or Tampa, then they'll start hitting. You know, that'd be.
That's a good point. It's a good point. Honestly,
this is the second time you brought that up today.
Bader was hitting cleanup for the Yankees for a little while.
How'd that work out?
Not great. Yeah, not great at all. All right, it's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN live from Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. We got our NFL Week 4 Pick'em Challenge picks coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, but we're going to kind of do some of the fun with individual players. Individual player predictions next on 101 ESPN.
Fast Lane on 101.
Okay, guys, I'm going to.
Herculaneum's huge anniversary sale.
Live.
So we just met Joe. Joe stopped by Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. He's registering to win maybe some free tickets or something we got over there. But you can stop on by. We're at Auto Center's Nissan out in Herculaneum today. They got their anniversary sale going on. 750 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, ready to go. Price down, marked down. Cody's wearing his 101 ESPN shirt in now. So.
And he's about to take my Polaris outside for me and put it in the
You can register to win the Polaris ATV. Jamie won't take it. Yeah, Cody won't help him.
Yes, I will.
Cody probably will help you too. All right. So we got our Pick'em Challenge predictions coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, but wanted to do something fun when it comes to players. So predictions, we're going to build kind of a half sleeper team.
A sleeper team.
Yeah. So everybody's kind of
okay.
Everybody wants to know, what's your sleeper this weekend in the NFL? What's your sleeper quarterback? What's your sleeper running back? What's your sleeper wide receiver, right?
Okay.
So Marsh kind of came up with this theme, so I think it's only fair that Marsh goes first, has the first selection with his sleeper quarterback.
Okay, so let me just, if we're getting the rules established here.
Yes.
If Marshy picks a sleeper quarterback, and I'm thinking the same guy, I have to now find a new guy.
You got to pivot. Yep, you got to pivot.
That's a lot.
And then we'll kind of do like fantasy points for the week, okay? So you get points per your quarterback and running back. You're thinking of a different fantasy. We'll explain it. We'll explain it more later, Jamie.
I was like, well, how do you get points for that?
Nah, well, you could, I guess, if depending on how creative you are.
Depends on who's keeping score.
That's true.
I'll keep score. We'll do full PPR.
All right.
I knew you'd do that for me, Marshy.
Absolutely.
So who is your sleeper quarterback this week? So in other words, you can't pick like Tua Tagovailoa.
Why?
For sure.
What if I think he's a sleeper?
Jamie, they put up 70 points.
Guys, I'm joking. Guys, Andrew, come on.
He's screwing around.
Come on, Andrew.
Marsh?
Don't bite the hook.
Who is your sleeper quarterback this
My
week?
sleeper quarterback this week will be Geno Smith as they take on the New York Football Giants this upcoming week on Monday Night Football. Last week he threw for 296 yards. The week before that he threw for 328. I think he is going to have a big week on Monday Night Football in the Meadowlands. So I'm going to go with Geno Smith this week. He's my sleeper quarterback.
Geno Smith is off the board. Jamie?
All right, I've got two of them that I've kind of circled. Both of them definitely are sleepers. Definitely sleepers. First one I thought of was Russell Wilson. He's terrible. But
it's a good breakdown.
But
because you're right.
He's playing the Bears. They're terrible. And Sean Payton, he's pissed. He doesn't like any questions.
No.
Nothing right now. But can Russell Wilson actually elevate his game? That I don't know. There is a guy that I am going to take that I think he can elevate his game. He's been there, done that, kind of. Shaky Bakey.
Wow.
Shaky Bakey against the Saints is my guy.
Are you sure?
Yep. Yep.
Are you sure?
You doubted me all the time. You doubt me all the time.
I shouldn't. That's right. I shouldn't.
He's going to throw 300 yards, 3 touchdowns.
The guy that I would like to take is Aiden O'Connell, who's the backup for the Raiders, and he had an excellent preseason. Jimmy Garoppolo might not play, and the Raiders are playing the Chargers.
No
who
controversy
hemorrhage points
surrounding the Raiders right now.
No, very true. Apparently another guy got arrested.
Oh, yeah.
So.
And 2 other guys are asking for trades. No big deal.
No big deal there. But I don't know if Aiden O'Connell's going to actually suit up for the Raiders. So
show some courage.
Well, I don't want 0 points either, Jamie. Let's split the difference on this. But I'll tell you who gives up a lot of points. Marshy's Minnesota Vikings. Give me Bryce Young. When he's coming off the injury.
Wow.
Give me Bryce Young at home. Everybody's dogging the Panthers. Everybody's dogging Bryce Young because of Andy Dalton. He played okay last Sunday.
Red Rocket.
Andy Dalton put the ball in the air 58 times. You know, he's bound to throw some yards. Give me Bryce Young against Marshy's Minnesota Vikings.
Okay, so quickly, if it wasn't the Kansas City Chiefs, I was taking the guy that the Jets just signed.
Trevor Siemian?
Yes.
It'd be a good one.
I was going to say Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, why not?
Because the rumors out of New York is that Zach Wilson might sit. He might not go on Sunday.
I mean, they should sit him. Once you sit him, he's done.
I know.
Like, you can't go back to him.
I'm just telling you, the rumors.
Well, yeah, you might have the defense. You might have a mutiny.
They already want to run him over with their cars.
That's correct. They might do it still.
They might just tape him up in somebody's basement. Yeah. I don't know, Coach. You didn't show up.
Anthony's basement?
Well, that would be the perfect spot.
Yeah.
I hope he cleans up down there.
Not
a lot
enough
of kids'
room
toys down there. Yeah.
Too many people.
There's room. They're just.
What?
My kids play down there, Jamie. Come
I
on.
know they do.
Jeez. All right. Marsh, running back.
Running back. All right. Jamie mentioned how bad the Bears are. Almost chose Russell Wilson as his running back. I'm actually going to flip that, and I'm going to say that the defense for the Broncos, which we saw last week, was absolutely terrible. They're giving up 8.1 yards per carry. I think Roschon Johnson actually steps up this week for the Bears in terms of their running back team, and I think Roschon Johnson has a big week for the Bears. He is my sleeper running back this week.
That is a sleeper. I'll give you that one. Jamie, while you look yours up, I'm going to go back to the same matchup as I did before with the QB. I'm going to take Alexander Madison of the Minnesota Vikings. He's not been good thus far. He had a decent game last week, but we are not talking about somebody that's kind of lived up to the draft status of being a solid RB2. He's probably more of like an RB3 at this point. So I'm going to take Alexander Madison. When you look at Carolina's run defense, they're giving up 114 yards per average and 4.6 yards per carry, as well as 2 touchdowns per game to running backs. So
watch out for Cam Akers, though. They just signed him. They traded for him last week. Did not play, but perhaps he could maybe take some of those carries away.
Doty can tell you how good Cam Akers is.
He's shaking his head.
Yeah, Cam Akers.
No, I'm just saying, you know.
Marsh, you're right. He's on the roster.
I mean, he's on the roster. He's a Kevin O'Connell guy. We know tends to fumble the football, so if he can.
And I didn't need your schedule last week.
He was.
He was terrible the first 2 weeks. That's why I
quarterback position.
You're taking Derek
Breece Hall.
Okay.
Not Zach Wilson under water, but he's got himself in the headlines for is not a sleeper.
Yeah.
It's a sleeper situation.
In a revenge spot, Adam Dalton, he had 11 receptions.
Tough one, because
you could throw somebody out, and we'll go to the judge's ruling.
You have a guy, because I was going to go, all right, I could go off. The only problem is his quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean,
Campbell. Now, you want to do a tight end real quick? You want to keep it right here, Marsh?
I did not prep for a tight end.
I did not prep.
If I'm going to, pick a tight end.
That's Jamie Rivers. That's Andrew Marsh. We'll be out here for another hour plus. So come on down. Say hello. Take some pictures. Get yourself a new ride. Put yourself in a new Nissan Altima or Pathfinder Rogue. They got great selection out here, both new and used. It's an anniversary sale, so head on out. We got our NFL week, but why don't we get into the Blues again? So last night, the Blues, they lose to the Blackhawks. Jamie had made a comment about, this is the first time that team kind of looked like it was a preseason game. Also made some moves today, too, that we'll update you on. So we'll have a little Blues talk next on 101 ESPN.
The other way, a 2-on-1 for the Hawks. It's Perry right side. Perry the curl and drag, but the pass doesn't connect. St. Louis back the other way, 3-on-3. Buchnevich dropping. Thomas in. Thomas shoots and scores! Robert Thomas deadlocks the game with a perfectly placed shot over the glove and a Comesso. 1-1, 9 minutes into the third.
And you're live.
It's a fast lane on 101 ESPN. Robert Thomas scoring a goal. So last night, Jamie, the Blues fall to the Blackhawks 2-1 in overtime.
Yeah, unacceptable.
It's unacceptable. Number one. Somebody
can't ever lose to the Blackhawks.
You know what? Today's the day that you let somebody out of their PTO contract. You know that's the type. That's the type of day today is, and that's what the Blues did to Nick Ritchie. So he wound up being the fall guy for the disappointing loss last night to the Blackhawks.
I don't think that's the case.
And
I don't think that's the case.
You got to send a message somehow. But, Jamie, you had remarked that this was the first time this preseason that last night felt like a preseason game.
Yeah, I was being a little bit, I guess.
No, I mean, you were right because that's what it looked like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There wasn't that same physicality. There wasn't that same the same amount of board battles.
Yeah, there wasn't that friction.
Yeah.
Which was, unique this preseason compared to others was that, the first couple of games had like 4 or 5 fights in them. There were bodies everywhere. And I was like, holy crap, these guys are going to be just done by the time Christmas rolls around.
Right.
So maybe there's people that are now repacing it. Either way, it's not a time for anybody on a PTO or trying to make a team, whether you're under contract or not, to take your foot off the gas. And today the Blues, I'll just rhyme this off because we had a listener earlier text in and say, well, who else got let go?
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah, that's right. We kind of jumped right to Ritchie.
We did.
That's our fault.
So today, President and General Manager of Hockey Operations, Doug Armstrong, announced that the team has assigned 12 players to its AHL affiliate and released 1. The players assigned include forwards Mikhail Abramov, Drew Callan, Tanner Dickinson, Andre Heim, and Mitch Hoschler, defensemen Jeremy Biakapatuka, Joseph Dushak, Marc-Andre Godet, Austin Osmanski, Hunter Skinner, goaltenders Will Cranley, and Vadim Zarenko. The Blues have also released forward Nick Ritchie from his professional tryout. So there you go. And Andy Walensky. So there's your list of players that are headed to the American Hockey League or headed home, for that matter. What does this mean now for Nick Ritchie? I don't know.
Okay, so I think the answer might be obvious here, but I'll ask it anyways. Did he show enough to get another opportunity with another team? Because you had mentioned it before. You're putting on film either for the Blues or for other teams. Did he put enough good film on, good video, for another team to say, you know what, we'll give you another PTO?
Yeah, it's tough, man. This is the worst case scenario for that guy right now because he didn't get the full 7 or 8 games to go out there and prove himself, whether to the Blues or any other team. But he's far enough along in camp to where other teams have already got their guys. And I guess what's bad about it, if we just isolate the PTO in general, you usually only sign those things with a team where you think you're going to play. Like, that's the obvious thing, right? So you talk to the general manager, or the scouting staff, the coach, or whoever it is that has interest in you, and they say, hey, look, we're close. We'll offer you a 2-way. And then the player says, I'm not signing a 2-way. The agent says, no, there's no way. He's either on your roster or he isn't. Mm-hmm. But I know you're interested. The feeling's mutual. Let's go on a PTO. Let's have the contract negotiated right now. Here's the contract if you guys take it.
Yep.
And you say, okay, great. You go on the PTO, and you heard Craig Berube talking about this player. You heard him say, this is a good guy for our lineup. He's speaking about him in the way that he was already on the team. I could see this guy being a big difference maker. I could see him being part of our identity line. Oh, you don't talk like that unless you really think the player is going to be there.
Yeah.
So is it Craig Berube's fault? No. Doug Armstrong's fault? No, it isn't. It's the player's fault. And I know I'm not behind the scenes. People might think I am, but I'm not. I get to get in the locker room for 10 minutes following practice or one of the scrimmages or whatever and talk to the guys and whatnot. And trust me, I'm not asking about who's in shape and who's out of shape.
Yeah.
It's none of my business. Don't care to know.
Sure.
It's not my job to be in shape or out of shape with these guys. But Nick Ritchie apparently wasn't at his best. That's just allegedly. Don't know. Just rumors. And for me, watching him, he didn't have the pace. Like I said from day one, and I told you guys this even off air.
Yeah, you did.
I said, he's skating around like a guy who's been on this team for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of going through and very, very methodical. Like I want my guy on a PTO.
Hair on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be noticed. Not in a bad way, but you want to be noticed.
He had the ability to score goals. He has the ability to be a big body, get to the front of the net. You saw glimpses of it. You did. In the Columbus game in particular, he gets out there, gets an assist on the power play, net front guy. I mean, this is where he could have been a difference maker. Gets in a fight, does a good job, comes out on top, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. But that was it.
Yeah.
Like, the rest of the fire was like,
shut it down.
And the one thing that people have to remember is you can't just isolate it to the game that you saw. So the 3 preseason games that he played, you can't just isolate it to that. Your PTO is every single day at training camp. Mm-hmm. It's from the very first practices to the inter squad games, the scrimmages, to the post practice, like everything that's going on in the weight room, at the rink, no matter what it is, all eyes are on you. And for me, he just didn't show that necessary bite to where you're like, that guy can't live unless he's on this team.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the Blues were like, okay, we have a pretty deep roster. We have some young guys that have shown that they're extremely hungry. We have some bubble players like McEachern and Walker that have shown that they're extremely hungry. Watching those guys buzz around in practice, like those guys got the memo. Mm-hmm. Nathan Walker, buzzing out there. Mackenzie McEachern, buzzing out there. Jake Neighbors today really getting after it.
Yeah.
Like they understood the assignment.
Yeah.
And Nick Ritchie today, fine practice, but still like, heart rate not really getting up there.
Well, there you go. There's a reason for it. There's a reason why you release a guy. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We're live at Auto Center Nissan in Herculaneum. Come on out. They've got their anniversary sale going on right now. Marsh just dabbled in the first hot dog of the day.
Yeah.
I'm shocked Jamie has not dabbled. But
where?
The hot dog.
Hot dog stand.
Well, it's just the wiener right now.
Yeah, no bun.
Yeah,
no bun right now.
I didn't use the bun.
All right. Yeah, they got him out, Doty. Doty's saying there's buns.
Oh, well, if anybody knows, it's Doty.
You just
There's
got to
our
look.
guy.
You just got to look. So
right.
Doty said he had
Doty's
two of them already.
Yep, exactly. All right.
If you could put the wiener in the buns, then I'm fine with that. I'll go have a couple.
It's Jamie Rivers, Andrew Marsh, I'm Anthony Stalter. What's trending is next here in the Fast Lane. Live from Auto Center Nissan Herculaneum.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN. Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, this just happened about 15 minutes ago. Katie Wu tweeting out Adam Wainwright taking hacks during BP today.
Jamie.
My goodness, there it is.
Jamie, you've been calling this for about 2 weeks now.
You guys.
He hit a ding-dong Johnson.
Of course he did. It's
in
Wayno.
batting practice.
And it's Wayno weekend. He's going to be strumming that guitar after he goes ding-dong Johnson all over those Reds.
If I'm a Reds pitcher, I just throw one over the plate. Adam, if you can go yard with it, you go yard. Like, I'm not talking underhand. I'm talking throw them 85 to 90, but straight down the middle.
Jamie, let me ask you a question.
No.
I want you to be honest, though.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about you as a Reds, like you, what you think a Reds pitcher might do.
Yeah.
I'm asking you, Jamie Rivers, if you were pitching for the Reds.
Yeah.
And it's Wayno weekend, and he's stepping into the box.
Yeah.
Because the Jamie Rivers I know is dotting them between the shoulder blades.
That's exactly what I would do.
Okay, thank you.
I'd probably,
all right, thank you.
I'd probably go for those bad ribs.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Anthony, no.
Wow.
But I appreciate you being honest, though.
That's not being
because it's like, you know.
It's not Fred Bird. This is Adam Wainwright we're talking about.
You're right.
But you're pitching for the Reds. You don't care. Like, I'm not grooving him one.
No, but at the same time, if he can hit it, let him hit it. Like, throw the gas, throw it down the middle, and if Adam Wainwright, who hasn't had one at-bat in 2 years, goes yard on you, I mean, it was meant to be.
All right. Okay.
I mean, why not?
Just throw him one.
Who cares?
First pitch, get it out of the way. If he hits it, he hits it, and then you go into a normal at-bat.
He can rename it. If he gets a piece of it, he can rename it.
Guys, we talked about it earlier, but Gabe Kapler, who was with the San Francisco Giants, he has been since fired. He is no longer the manager for the San Francisco Giants. He went 295 and 248, so that was his record with the Giants. He is now gone. I wanted to ask you guys, how does it make you feel that there are other teams around Major League Baseball that have failed this season and have failed in the past? They are making changes, and it doesn't seem like the Cardinals are one of those teams.
Ooh, that's spicy.
It's a spicy meatball. Gabe Kapler was there for 4 years, not 2. So if we're thinking Ollie Marmol, Ollie Marmol is completing his 2nd year. Gabe Kapler just completed his 4th year, 1 playoff appearance. I'm not saying that's all him, by the way. I mean, his roster has a lot to do with it, too. If you're talking about the White Sox front office was there for a long time before they got let go. Kyle Bloom with Boston, I believe, was there at least 3 years, if not 4. I think it was more 4, but if you give me a second, I'll check. He was there for 3. So I think 3 years is about the evaluation period. So if you're Ollie, you're going in your final year, I would say then that's an appropriate amount of time to say this is either our guy or he's not. First year he made the playoffs. Nobody wants to give him credit for that. It's all Albert. Albert gets credit. And then second year it's been a disaster. None of the players get any fault. It's all Ollie.
Not Jeff Albert, by the way.
Yeah, no. Albert Pujols.
Jeff Albert's fault too. But
of course.
Albert Pujols getting the credit.
Anthony, don't you know how it works? That when you win, it's the players. When you lose, it's the coach.
Yeah. You're right.
Used to be different with Mike Keenan.
He challenged that theory. Yeah.
When we'd win, he'd say it's because the players did exactly what I told them to do.
Yeah.
And when we'd lose, they're on their own program.
Yeah.
Oh, is that right?
Jamie, you know any good leader is there front row when you're winning and in the back when you're losing.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. Great leaders do that.
Great leaders always do that.
I don't think that's the way it works. I don't think that's the way it's supposed to.
Keenan called me last week. He said, I was asking him for leadership advice.
Number, huh?
I got his,
Pass it over. Say hi to Mike.
He said you can have it as long as you don't give it to Jamie.
All right.
But that was the thing. He said, that's how I led. So.
Huh. Well, that is how he led. Yes. Correct.
Guys, Jamison Williams, St. Louis's own. He has been reinstated effective Monday, 2 weeks before the gambling suspension was set to end. So now the Lions are getting even more firepower at the wide receiver position 2 weeks before
our Lions.
We thought he would be coming back.
Baby.
So congratulations to both of you.
Thank you.
Obviously, Jamie's been on the Lions bandwagon for more time than you have.
Absolutely.
You've
Dating
been on
back to last year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You've been on it for about 3 hours and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So
thanks, Jamie.
You're welcome.
I asked. I didn't just stop on.
That's true. You
I
did.
asked Jamie.
He's
and
there. He's
politely.
on the bandwagon with probation rules.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. For those who missed it, I admitted how wrong I was about the game last night. I admitted I was wrong about the Lions. My biggest concern was about the defense, and that defense.
Always worried about the D.
I'm worried about the D, and rightfully so, Jamie. Yeah. The D is important.
I would be too.
The D is important.
Anytime you're
especially
successful,
in Detroit.
Anytime you're successful, the D has to be big for you.
Absolutely. So now that I've seen the D in Detroit,
yes.
And what are your impressions of the D so far? First glance,
they've come up big.
Yeah.
When they've had to stand up, when it counts, they have.
You know what? That's really all that matters, is that the D is ready to go when it counts. And right now the Lions, not sure what that was for. now the Lions have been doing that.
Yeah. Which is why, Jamie, I asked you if I can hop on board, and you said yes. I understand the probation period. I get it. But I'm all on. I'm all in. I'm all on and in.
Yes, you are.
It is pretty impressive.
I am
well
up,
said.
And now I want to be in on these Lions.
Anthony, where are you sitting on this bandwagon? Are you like barely
right
holding
there
on?
With Jamie.
Are you barely holding on?
Right there with
He's
Jamie.
right there on
or
it.
did you walk on the bandwagon and Jamie was like, seats taken?
No, Jamie was very
initially.
Well,
there's rules.
I didn't just hop back. I didn't just hop on. I didn't.
Kind of.
I asked
No,
you.
you jumped on. You didn't get a seat right away.
No, I asked if I could sit.
Were you like barely holding on one hand, like you're tubing
No,
at
I
the
was
Lake
running.
of the Ozarks?
I was running.
You're running.
He was the guy hanging on the back of the train car.
Yeah.
Where
Okay.
you know.
Yep.
He's got no ticket, but he wants on
I
anyways.
got no ticket.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Tickets.
all I'm saying is, go Lions.
All right, whatever. We didn't get into this yesterday, but the XFL and the USFL merging.
I think it's great.
What is going on? What do you guys think about that, and what does that mean for the game of football as a whole?
I don't know what it means for the game of football. From a business standpoint, you've got two different entities. You come together. Stop trying to split your resources. Stop trying to fight for this small amount of profits. Combine. Maybe you get a better product. So to your question, maybe you get a better product. I don't know. We'll see. But combine and then go about it that way. My next step would be, just like The Rock was trying to do with the NFL, you call the NFL, what do you need from us? How can we help? And then shut up. Don't ask what the NFL could do for, there's a partnership. No.
Yeah.
What can we do for you? How can we get our players shown? You've got guys now on rosters that played in the XFL, so a handful of them.
A.J. McCarron.
Just got himself a deal.
A.J. McCarron. So how can we help so that we can make sure that our game is seen and your product is better too? That I think it's a great deal for the XFL and USFL.
I think it's exciting. I think it's an opportunity. I would assume that they're going to operate under the XFL umbrella. Quite honestly, when you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and his brand as opposed to the other brand, I think that each team would be better off operating under what could be the most popular one.
Yeah.
So I think it's good that you've got everybody under the same umbrella now. You got more teams, more players, more fans.
Yep.
Like you said, quit trying to split it all up.
Yeah.
Just keep it all together.
Do you think we'll see Jeff Fisher coaching one of the XFL teams? He was with the USFL.
I don't know if Jeff makes it.
You don't think so?
Yeah, I don't know if Jeff makes it. Yeah.
Why is that?
Somebody wants to be 500 out there.
I think he could take over the Vegas Vipers.
That'd be fine with me.
Yeah.
Who was their coach?
Well, I mean, Anthony, come on now. You don't know?
As Marsh looks it up on his phone.
Quite honestly, we were counting on you for that one.
Hines Ward.
No.
No, he was actually with the San Antonio Brahmas.
Ah, yes.
I do know that.
Yeah, I confused the Vipers and the Brahmas. Yeah, was it? I don't know.
Adam Wainwright hit 2 Ding-Dong Johnsons at batting practice.
He's going to hit
2 in a row.
He's going to hit cleanup for him on Sunday.
Anthony Blevins was the head coach.
So, yeah, Jeff Fisher can go there after he gets done fly fishing in Montana and take over that team. I think that's a good call. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. 5:13. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. We are live at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. We're going to be here until 6 o'clock. Come on, see us. More importantly, drive off the lot in a brand new Nissan Pathfinder, Nissan Rogue, or maybe register to win a new ATV, Polaris ATV. We got giveaways going on right now at 101 ESPN. They got prizes just for walking in the door, man. It's a lot of fun. So head out to Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. Again, we'll be here until 6 o'clock. NFL Week 4 Pick'em Challenge. We got some work to do, boys. We got our picks next on 101 ESPN.
for their huge anniversary sale on 101 ESPN. Get ready to pick 'em. It's the Fastlane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light.
Here we go.
Sure know how to pick 'em.
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN, NFL Pick'em Challenge for Week 4. We're already down 1 point to the Rizzuto show. Unfortunately, Marsh and I had the Packers last night. Riz had the Packers for their team. So we're down 1 point, but we're up 3 overall in the contest. Thanks to Jamie Rivers. He's a machine, everybody. All right.
Thank you.
Blowout special, guys. What's your blowout special? Win by 2+ touchdowns this weekend.
Oh, boy.
In the National Football League.
Well, my blowout special, San Francisco 49ers. Absolutely laying a beat down.
Against Arizona?
Yeah. I know it's hard to believe.
They haven't been blown out yet. Hell, they won a game last week.
They sure did. Just wait.
I'm going to take the Kansas City Swifties over the Jets, over the Jets, Jets. I know the defense is good. It's going to give up this weekend.
There you go again.
That D is going to give up this weekend.
That's a tough scene.
Yep. It's tough when it happens, March, but it does happen, and it's going to happen on Sunday night in East Rutherford as the Chiefs win 37-10 over the Jets.
Wow.
Last year, the Washington Commanders defeated the Eagles the first matchup, and I believe that was the Eagles' first loss. That will not happen this year. I think the Eagles will blow out the Commanders.
So Marsh has got the Eagles over the Commanders in the blowout special. Marsh, quick question for you.
Yeah.
How much of that is in spite? Did it come out of spite? Because you had the Commanders last weekend over the Bills.
It was a great pick.
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about that until you brought it up. And now that I'm really thinking about it, you're absolutely right. I don't like them at all.
Yeah, so this was a subconscious thing that has now turned conscious.
Yeah, thank you for bringing that
You're very welcome.
to the light. Yeah, let's go Eagles.
Yeah.
Fly, Eagles, fly.
Fly, Eagles, fly. What is your upset special this weekend, guys? What is an underdog that wins outright? Now, Marsh, you have typically gone from like a huge upset and actually have taken them in the Pick'em Challenge. You don't have to do that. You could do what Jamie does and say, here's my upset special, and not actually – take that team in the Pick'em Challenge.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Proof of that.
I've got 2 weeks of proof of that.
No, you don't. You don't have receipts, as the kids say.
I can find them. They're there somewhere.
Just why?
Okay.
I'm not going to do that.
Jamie, you got one?
Dak Prescott has struggled a little bit. The red zone offense has not been there. I think Uncle Bill Belichick might have something up his sleeve for Dak Prescott. My upset special is the Patriots over the Cowboys.
Okay.
No, don't do that. Don't check.
Marsh?
Yeah, I'm not going to go against the Bills for the upset this week. They are taking on Miami, so that doesn't.
They're favored too. So.
Yeah, they're 3-point favorites.
Who? The Bills?
The Bills.
Yeah.
Oh, come
Who
on.
wouldn't bet that crap?
I
take the Dolphins.
I'm taking the
give me all
Dolphins.
your money
Yeah.
too. We're going.
I don't have any. We're set.
All right, well, that's fine.
Mine. I don't know how much of a upset this would be because I think the team that is probably favored in this one, I don't think they're that good, but I'm going to go with the Houston Texans over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is an upset.
They are in Houston. They got a win last week. I think they're going to keep that rolling in Houston, and they're going to defeat the Steelers.
Okay. The Ravens are technically an underdog against the Browns, but it's only a point, so I'm not going to do that one. Instead, Marsh made a selection subconsciously out of spite, fading the Commanders. I'm not going to do that.
Wow.
The team that bit me last week was the Tennessee Titans.
No,
I had them over the Browns. And then, as we did in our segment earlier this week, prophecies and sounded good at the time. I admitted, when they were down at halftime 13-3, I said that's about right. Did you drop that pen again?
Yeah.
You're like me with the names right now.
I've got hands like feet today.
You're good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans over the Bengals.
That's a woof.
Yeah.
It's a stretch, but I like it, Anthony.
Did we not see?
Better not have really picked that.
Did we not see
What?
Joe Burrow hobbling around on Monday night?
Yeah, have you seen Ryan Tannehill? Period. Not even hobbling.
He's been good.
I mean, come on. At least hobble. Make up an excuse.
He's been real good. Yeah, I'm injured. No, you're not,
Pull
Ryan.
a Kurt Schilling. Put ketchup on your
Seriously,
sock. I don't
something.
care. Like, come on.
What's the game that's been giving you nightmares this weekend?
Oh, this one here is
What's your like flippy flop special of the week?
sleepless over this one. Broncos and the Bears.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Such a bad game.
As of right now, who do you have?
The Broncos.
Okay.
Strictly on coaching.
That's a real good
That's
one.
it. The quarterbacks are both awful. The teams have been terrible. Who's the better coach? Who might be able to fool the other guy for a day? It's Sean Payton.
Fair.
Two games. One of them is the Patriots and Cowboys.
There you go, Marsh.
I currently have the Cowboys winning. May do a little flippy floppy on that one before Sunday. But, are the Cowboys going to cowboy? Who knows? But right now I have a little bit of faith in them. The other one is one that really hits home here on the fast lane. It's the Atlanta Falcons and the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's mine.
And that's an early game on Sunday. So if I were to flip, I would have to wake up very early on Sunday because they're playing in London. You're absolutely
Saturday
right.
night
So
when you're at the bar.
We've seen you, Marshy.
you're absolutely right.
There's no
So
chance.
I'm going to roll right now with the Falcons because I know Anthony doesn't want me to. So I'm going to go with them.
Marsh. That's mine.
Is it?
That's mine. I had the Jag. In fact, I've already flipped it.
How many times?
I've flipped it twice already. Once. Once I flipped it. I had the Jaguars on Monday. I picked the Falcons last night when I was looking at this.
Text from the 636. As a Bears fan, I approve your pick of the Broncos.
Yep. Yeah. He knows.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's it. Oh yeah. Here we'll go through them real quick. So just tell me who you have right now. So Falcons, Jaguars. I have the Falcons.
Jaguars.
Yeah.
I got the Jags.
Falcons out of spite there, Marsh.
Why do you keep saying out of spite? I'm picking the team that I think is going to win the game. It's your favorite team, and they lost last week when I picked them. That's not my fault. That's their fault. That might be even your fault. So, Falcons over the Jags.
Okay.
Rams or Colts?
Rams.
I have the Rams as well.
I took the Colts.
Of course you did. Minshew magic, baby.
Have you seen that left tackle for the Rams? Did you see him last week?
It's overrated, Anthony. It's fine.
Whoa. Commanders, Eagles. I got the Eagles.
Eagles.
Broncos, Bears. I got the Broncos.
Broncos.
Saints, Bucks. I have the Saints.
Saints.
And a Jameis Winston revenge spot.
Absolutely.
I got shaky bakey, lighting them up like a Christmas tree.
For 180 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Hey, I'll take it.
Ravens, Browns. I have the Ravens.
I have the Ravens as well.
I also have the Ravens.
Marshy's Vikings or the Panthers? I have Marshy's Vikings. Picking up their first win of the year.
Skol Vikings.
Skol Vikings indeed.
Steelers, Texans.
I have the Steelers.
I have the Steelers.
I have the Texans. That was my upset special of the week, which probably means it will be absolutely wrong. So,
Bengals, Titans. I said that was the Titans as my upset special.
I went with Joe Burrow on that one. I went Bengals.
I also went with the Cincinnati Bengals.
The fun one, the Dolphins and the Bills. I got the Bills handing the Dolphins their first loss.
Not me. I got the Dolphins. Any team that puts up 70 points in the NFL, that's a juggernaut to deal with. It's not cold at all in Buffalo right now, so there's no weather element whatsoever.
They'll pump the AC in that outdoor building.
They'll probably be welcome. So, no, I got the Dolphins.
I'm fading Donnie Fandango's Buffalo Bills, so congratulations on your third win of the season. So that means I'm going with the Miami Dolphins.
The Raiders or the Chargers. I got the Thunderbolts.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer for me.
I have the Chargers as well.
Cardinals, Niners. I think we all have the Niners on that one. Yep. Patriots, Cowboys.
Patriots.
I was waiting for you to say the Cowboys.
What? It's my upset special of the week.
Yeah, I hear you. I got the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
All right. That's your
my
number one
pick.
seed.
Stop saying that, even though it's true.
It's true.
I know.
Chiefs, Jets. All say Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yeah.
Seahawks, Giants. I got the Giants.
What?
Go Hawks.
I got the G-men.
What?
Yep.
You're out to lunch, man.
I know.
What do they do to you?
Who?
What do they do to you?
The Giants?
The Seahawks. Was there an NFC game that happened around 2015, 2014 where they played the Falcons and may have beaten them?
The Falcons have actually handled the Seahawks.
Have they?
They have, yeah.
All right, I'm just making sure.
Yeah, no. Giants, a little extra rest after playing on Thursday. What do you got?
We forget sometimes we're on YouTube, right? Our guy AB in the group
he
chat.
Has been
he's on fire.
He has been
on
on
fire. You can tell it's
today.
a Friday afternoon.
Absolutely.
The weekend has started for him, so congratulations to you, my man. But he said, "Damn, y'all hungry as a bleep, huh?"
Yeah.
We got all this stuff.
Oh, you got all the food. Well, they can see us in the commercial breaks, too.
Just hammering down
Welcome to
food.
radio. You scarf down the food in the 3 minutes that you have in breaks. Or go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. AB, thank you.
Freaking 1982 in here. Watching us. Is it 82? What was the novel?
What?
84.
1989?
1984. Thank you, Dodie. You remember that novel, 1984?
I read it 3 times.
You didn't, did you?
I did. I memorized the first chapter.
Why don't you go ahead and break it down for us?
Yeah, after the break.
Okay. Biggest question of the day and beat the streak next on 101 ESPN.
Dealer.
This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Coming back.
Broadcasting live at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum's huge anniversary sale.
We're going streaking!
I want to hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Well, we played our last lineup game of the season. This will be our last beat the streak game of the season. And we welcome back Johnny into the game. What's up, Johnny?
Johnny.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Doing all right. Marsh, update us on those standings.
Yeah, so Jamie has a current streak of 3, and the rest of us have a current streak of 1.
3, Anthony. You know what that means? I'm going to end the season ahead of you guys.
Yeah, but Anthony has the longest streak out of anybody.
I don't care.
13.
Who's ahead at the end?
Well, if you lose tonight.
Well, if you lose tonight, then
and I win tonight.
Oh, if. All this crap. Why are you so negative? Why don't you just root for your teammates? I don't get you. I root for you. You had the 13-game hitting streak. I don't care if you use one player for 10 of those hits. It doesn't bother me at all.
I used one of those players for 6 of those hits.
I was way off. I didn't care. I was cheering you on. In
you
fact,
weren't.
I had Team
You were very critical.
No, that's not true at all. I had Team Stalter T-shirts made. Now, they didn't actually get printed.
Did you buy them?
It wasn't in the budget. Okay.
Did you actually put the order in?
I designed what it would look like.
Yeah, in your head.
No, I used a
paint program,
clip art to do it.
That's what I thought.
It was a very advanced system, of course.
Okay.
But I had your back nonetheless.
Yeah.
It's disappointing.
Marsh, what's the order?
Yeah, so the order will go Jamie, since he's the best to ever do it here on Beat the Streak.
Thank you, Andrew. It's not the first time I've heard that.
We will have Johnny go second. Anthony, you'll go third, and I will go fourth. I did get a hit with Uniel Kirakuto.
Yeah, you did.
It was a bunt.
Yeah, you did.
It was a hell of a bunt,
It
too.
was. I think it was the second ever base
That guy
hit.
looked like the silkiest bunter ever.
I mean, come on with it, Marsh.
That was a pretty silky bunt.
It was.
All right, Jamie, who is your selection tonight?
Doubling down, Paul Goldschmidt. Let's go, Goldie.
All right,
RL Chalk.
Goldie.
Let's go.
Johnny.
Oh, man. I hate to end it on a red, but I got to go with Johnny.
With who?
Who'd you go with?
Old Jonathan India.
Oh, India. Okay.
Johnny India.
Old J.I.
All right, I'm gonna double down like Jamie. I'm gonna take Tommy Edman.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Marsh?
Yeah, I will. Well, let's see who's in this lineup. I got to go with a Cardinal, right, to end the year. Let's go. Oh, jeez.
Why? There's so many great picks available.
Let's go with Palacios.
For those not watching the YouTube stream via the Air Alliance team, Marsh just looked at the lineup when he said, "Oh God." Like, I'm waiting for who the hell are these guys?
Yeah.
All right, who'd you go with, Palacios?
Yeah, Palacios.
All right, so Marsh has Palacios, Jamie went with Goldschmidt, I went with Tommy Edman, and Johnny went with Jonathan India. Johnny, thanks, buddy. Hope you get a hit tonight, man.
Thank you, guys.
Anthony, can I
We'll
clarify?
do it.
Oh, good luck,
Take
buddy.
care,
Have a
man.
great
Thank you.
weekend.
Thank you for listening.
Can I clarify something for our listeners, for those who are listening right now? The Blues have a game tomorrow night. It is listed as a home game, but the game is being played in Independence, Missouri, just outside of Kansas City.
Okay.
It has to be listed as a home game because Blues will be the home team. So it has been confusing to some calling for tickets. I know being down there today, people are like, well, people are wanting to go to the game, wanting to figure it out. So if you're listening right now and you're wanting to attend the Blues game, it'll have to be in Independence, Missouri. They'll be playing there tomorrow night. It's an awesome minor league rink. It's like 5,500 seats. They sell it out for East Coast League games. They've been an affiliate of the Blues for quite a while as their East Coast affiliate. But anyways, the home game itself is being played in Independence, Missouri.
Thank you.
By the way, for Beat the Streak, Tanner and Bill tied on the year for the longest streak for the listeners at 8.
All right, congratulations.
So Tanner
to those
and
guys.
Bill.
Jamie,
Go ahead.
Jamie had what, 10? 10 or 11?
11.
11? You had a long streak going.
I did very first one of the year. Remember, I'm like, this stuff's easy.
Yeah, and it was for a while.
It was.
Then it just blew up right in my face, Anthony.
It happens, Jamie.
Guys, do we think – I think we know Adam Wainwright's going to take an at-bat.
Yeah.
I think at this point, he's taking batting practice. Everybody in the world is filming him doing batting practice. He hits 2 ding-dong Johnsons in batting practice, so he's going to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday. It's got to be the day after.
When does he? When,
well, yeah.
He
When's the
performs
concert?
Saturday.
He performs
really?
Saturday, then it's Saturday.
Will his hands be good to go? I mean,
yeah,
I think so.
You know, strumming that guitar.
If the concert is Saturday, I think it's Saturday.
I think it's Sunday. I do. Even though the concert's Saturday, I think it's Sunday.
Yeah, that's true. You can space that out a little bit.
I think the Cardinals / Waino want it to be the final memory of the year for Adam Wainwright.
I like that. Yeah,
like literally, it might be 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th, and Ollie pinch hits whoever it is for Adam Wainwright. He's the last player this season to take an at-bat for the Cardinals.
I think you nailed that.
Standing O, gets people to stay all that time in their seats, spend more money at the ballpark. DeWitts love that.
Sure.
They won't spend it.
For the 10 people that are there, that's going to be quite a
wow.
I don't think, Anthony, that was...
Come on. They're not playing in Miami.
Marlins are in a serious battle, too.
Well, that doesn't mean
How about
anything.
that crap in New York? They can't play games because it's flooded out everywhere.
Uh-oh.
Hey, you didn't see that?
No.
I saw that, yeah, the subways. You can't ride in the subways.
No, the baseball field was flooded out. Guys were fishing in the infield.
Well,
there's no fish. The Marlins on the dugout, but no fish on the field.
Ah. See what you did there.
Anthony's disgusted because he
Okay. Why don't we go ahead and wrap up this show? We need a new Fade or Follow contestant.
You're welcome.
Our guy finally lost last week.
He did. He won
had
200 bones.
We had Ole Miss. Stupid-ass Rebels. They're covering at halftime, but we didn't have the first half play, did we? We had the game for Ole Miss.
I know. I felt bad.
Yeah. So text into the Air Comfort Service text line if you want to play Fade or Follow. So we'll do Fade or Follow. Talk about what you missed. Criticisms, compliments, as we wrap things up from Auto Centers Nissan out in Herculaneum.
Center Nissan's Herculaneum for their huge anniversary sale. This is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. It's time for FanDuel Fade or Follow on the Fast Lane.
Brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more.
Everyone follow us.
No fade.
Money.
Take it.
All right, time to play Fade or Follow. We're live at Auto Center's Nissan Herculaneum. People are still filtering in to get their next new ride during their anniversary sale. Brad is on the line to play Fade or Follow. He's our newest. No.
Different Brad.
Yeah, he's our newest.
I got
Brad.
excited there. Sorry, guys.
He's new. Brad, we need a new contestant, and Brad's our guy. What's up, Brad?
Hey, guys. How y'all doing this evening?
We're doing great, man.
Good.
Hope
Good.
you're having a good start
plans
to your
for the weekend, Brad?
Oh, yeah. I already got 18 holes in. Getting dinner right now.
Nice.
Dude, what are we eating?
A chain steakhouse.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I can say the name or not.
Yeah, no, I almost said, what are we eating, ribs or
Yeah, steak
chicken?
is good.
We having chicken? Or?
Oh, nothing too fancy.
All right, good
Now,
stuff.
do you pair it with a cold beer, a red wine, a glass of water?
Yes. A lot of the first two.
The first two followed by the last one.
Yeah, sure.
Now, Brad, obviously these two are worried about what you ate, what you're drinking. How did you play today? That's a real question that I want to know.
Yeah.
We scrambled, 3 of us, and we were 6 under.
I love it.
That's pretty good, man.
Nice job.
That's pretty good. All that matters, Brad, is how did you do on the 18th hole?
Exactly.
Or at least the last hole.
I left the birdie putt 3 foot short.
Oh, no!
Because no matter what, I always try to finish the 18th with a birdie or a par and feel like I had a great day at that point. It doesn't matter that I shot 95. I birdie the last hole. It's like I walk off like a champion.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brad, let's get down to business here. I wanted to pick a football game for you. Marsh is feeling sentimental about this Cardinal season, though. So Marsh has a game for you.
You let him call an audible?
I let him call an audible. It's the kids' show now. So,
wow.
Marsh, take it away.
It's all about the kids.
Feels special.
All about the kids.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we have the Cards going up against the Reds tonight. I'm looking at the over-under. It's at 9. I'm feeling good about the over tonight. I don't know about you, Brad, but I'm feeling over 9 runs tonight between the Cards and the Reds.
Woodford.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Jake Woodford, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody named Brandon Williamson.
So.
Okay.
I would hammer that over all day.
Yes! That is what I'm talking about.
All right, Brad, if the over cashes, they got to have 10 or more runs, then you're going to be back next week, and you get $50 of FanDuel's money. If it's dead on 9, no money, but we'll welcome you back next week. That'll be a push. Sound good?
Sounds great, gentlemen.
All right, hey,
Awesome.
Enjoy the steak. Have a good weekend.
Have a great one.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. That's Fade or Follow here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Before we get to some other stuff, I want to tell you about the podcast, which is available at 101ESPN.com or your 101 ESPN mobile app, all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Couple of thank yous. Dodie Rallman for getting us out here set up. Dodie does a tremendous job. He got us all set up before we got here and kept us on track during breaks and what have you. He's the best engineer in the biz. Brad